You might also like political stuff, Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, Jones and for your fix, so that dabbling politics mix. Where the fudge you left, punk, shut the fudge up and back the fudge up, while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back out, tell me what's in front of ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debated on every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get fame up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Working like a black up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck.
Welcome to Dabbling in Politics after a lovely Easter weekend off. Hope everyone had a nice holiday if you celebrate. I am OG Mumbling Nick, and with me, as always, is Mr. Liquid Cryptid. Hello, sir.
Ahoy.
Sorry for the late start today. Just some small tech issues where Liquid Cryptid could see and hear me, but I could not see or hear him, so it wasn't working out very well. But finally got that all cleared up. So Mr. Liquid Cryptid and I usually sometime during the week will message each other if one of us has an idea what we want to do on the show, or ask if the other one has an idea. And this week and last week it was kind of
the week before, that was like last 3 weeks.
True, that's right.
Remember we did the Brian Karam thing.
Yeah.
That was just a fallback.
Yeah, that was the in case of emergency break glass. We had that video for several weeks. Yeah, because it's tough where it's. I don't want to. I like I said, I think I tried talking about tariffs by myself one night, and it's just boring, And so it's the bit like, and as you said, neither one of us are smart enough to dig deep in the tariffs. Like I mean. I
understand the general concept
the basics,
behind it. It's basically to protect domestic production, but that's the beginning and end of my knowledge right there.
Yeah, and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work usually. So it is what it is.
It's like and ultimately they have been, I guess, working. Like I don't know. from what I understand. The tariffs are working. Many countries lowered theirs or removed them altogether for for actual free trade.
Yeah,
So
there's so yeah, and not to get because I don't even want to talk about tariffs, but I've heard like mixed. Like I know you're saying
yeah,
they have lowered. Then I've heard that okay, well we're gonna shut down this plant in the U.S. because of whatever. So we'll see what happens. I personally think if things start getting too bad, then everyone's gonna have to pull back because it's somebody's gotta. They don't want to.
yeah,
They don't want their own economies to crash. We don't want our economy to crash. So
and that's
they'll
just it. And I mean, we're both old enough to remember, all. Well, I mean, we've been listening to economists, for our entire lives, especially back in the '80s. Remember when we had that recession or whatever in the
yeah.
'80s, '90s or whatever. And the economists, one thing I realized is the economists don't know anything.
No, no.
It's all guessing. It's all theory. None of it actually. It's they're worse than weathermen, really.
Oh my god, yeah, and economists and, leaders of the, or pundits of the Democrat Party don't know anything either. That's kinda how I
Uh,
got into politics where this group of people that keep losing are gonna tell us what went wrong. It's like, "Well, yeah, everything you did went wrong, and now you're gonna tell us it wasn't your fault, it was some other fault." I'm getting off on a little tangent, but yeah, it's
oh no, no, go
I'm,
for it, man. We don't. I mean, no, I understand what you're saying.
yeah,
It's yeah, a lot of people, on the left I've noticed. I mean, even I think Janky has even called it out on X, but he's, like, sorta getting back into it where, "Hey, what we did didn't work, and nobody liked it, and we got Trump again, so maybe, we should
right,
not do
yeah,
that
yeah.
anymore."
You're like,
And,
"Oh."
like, everybody just seems to be doubling down.
I'll watch, clips of Bill Maher just to, I don't know, get my blood pressure up because I can't stand the fucking guy, and he'll bring on, like, the smug I can't think of his name that there's just so many, but he'll bring on these, Democrat establishment elites, and they'll be like, we this is what went wrong because we lost touch with the American people, blah blah blah." It's like you've been out of touch with the American people my entire life, and then they'll get like a big cheer from the crowd. It's like, well, if you knew what to do, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you know what I mean? It's like you guys don't know
Yeah,
what you're doing. You blow
and
it, and then
party
you
that,
point the finger.
specifically should be, in touch with the American people. I mean, that's, like, their whole deal, right?
Yeah, right. Then thank you, Ritna. So ironically, Jim Cramer was the name I was trying to think of when we were
Oh,
starting.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. The economist. That guy's fucking. I
And I
remember
do, and
when.
I've, made some pretty good money doing the opposite of what he says.
Yeah.
I just did it for a goof, and I'm like, "Oh, wait, no, no, yeah, this guy is basically doesn't know shit."
Yeah, I'll never forget when Jon Stewart, like, ate him up, like, after the big housing crash and all that shit, and, like, because he's like, because Jim, he's trying to play a character on there, and Stewart's like, "Yeah, all these people lost their fucking homes and all their money, like, listening to your fucking bullshit, dude," and he was like he didn't know what to do. He thought he was coming on for this nice interview and pretty much got called out for his bullshit.
That's one thing I do like about Jon Stewart is, yeah, he might be, a lefty, but he's also common sense,
Yeah,
tells
yeah.
the truth, doesn't he's not, going out here trying to, whip people up over nonsense. He's actually, has the receipts for what he's talking about.
Right, right,
And I
right.
like listening to him because you'd think, at least for me, being on the right a little bit, I honestly I don't pay attention to any right-wing news, like, at all, uh, because why?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually, I think yeah, I made one of my 2 AM, video rants on Bill and licking Trump's boots. It's just I can't I have no problem with Bill Maher or anyone else meeting with Trump. I actually think if you get invited to meet the president, you should. It's just
Absolutely.
what you do with that is what matters, and whether you like Trump or not, all Bill did was, "Oh, Trump was nice to me, so maybe he's not such a bad guy." He's like, "He fucking played you like he plays like you dummy. Now you're reporting nice on him, which is what he wanted, and you just look like a fool."
Well, he's
So,
just yeah, Trump was being a nice guy,
yeah,
uh, for
eh,
having Bill over,
right.
and yeah, I at first when I was, like, listening to your little rant, I'm like, "Dude, why are you so upset?" Bill's just saying, "Hey, Trump treated me well," and then, you said, "Oh, well, he's just on his good behavior or whatever, and just, being nice to Bill." Uh maybe to get a good review, maybe just because that's how he is around, new people or people he doesn't know. He just likes to crack a few jokes,
Yeah.
be, on his best, well, maybe not best behavior, but at least, be nice and reasonable.
And Bill is, he's wealthy. I think Trump res- put it like in the economic bracket, social bracket. I think he has a little more respect whether he likes the people or not if Bill's successful. So maybe I'll be nicer to him and give him a little respect. Plus they have Kid Rock as their mutual friend, so I'm sure, things were fine,
Yes, and I think it's just Trump being, a nice guy to a stranger.
Yeah, right. And I followed Bill for a while, and I remember he couldn't he tried to get Obama on the show for 8 years, and he got Obama came on right at the end of his last term, like literally the lame duck session, after being elected, but after Trump was elected, before Trump took office. And so I think like because he couldn't get anything out of Obama, but Trump invites him over. It's how these fucking egomaniacs are. It's like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's a lot of where like a lot of these big lefties are sort of kind of swinging towards liking Trump just because of that reason, to where they've been trying to get all these Democrats on Democrat leaders and they can't do it, but they say, hey Trump, can I come over? And Trump's like, oh yeah, come on,
yeah, yeah,
let's go talk about it. It's that easy. And I think that's where especially like, as I said, Jank and probably Bill Maher now are kind of like, hey, maybe this is the way we should be doing things, listening to each other.
yeah. I see that part. I agree with. I just don't
Yeah.
think I think Trump's just like Bill's acting like Trump's taking his advice, like not taking
Yeah.
like considering his advice when he's not considering anything you're saying, Bill. He's just like, oh, that's interesting. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, he
I don't
might,
think so.
but I mean, he might be, you never know, or, at least have that seed in his head,
Yeah.
but he's 100% just being nice to
Right. Right. Right.
Bill. Just like, oh, yeah, yeah, I didn't think about that.
And yes, Bill Maher is a very proud pothead. So I'm sure that's what him and Kid Rock have. And like Bill Maher hangs out with Woody Harrelson, and I know that's why. So that's their thing. All right. Is there any idea on how you want to start this off, or anything in
I think
particular?
we just already have,
Yeah,
basically,
I know we started it, but yeah, just to move transition, I should say.
that's kind of what I was getting at,
Mm,
right? It's like, okay, we were talking about at the just before we came on, now we're on Trump's blue suit.
yeah.
That's the big news. That's the everything's going
Yeah.
around. That's what we need to talk about. And it's like, and then I said it, then like, okay, the AOC and Bernie have been going around the country on their fight oligarchy thing.
Yeah.
Uh, and as I said, when we're planning for this, well, uh, when we were planning for this, I stated I only saw one article about it at all anywhere, and that was how big the crowds were in LA. I had no idea this thing was going on.
So
And as I said, I mostly follow left-wing news because, you know, that's more interesting to me
yeah,
to
yeah,
listen and watch the people that I disagree with or I don't like their, just, that's why I say I don't really listen to
right
right-wing
wing.
media at all. Because why? Because I mean I already think this way. I don't need anybody telling
Yeah.
me that
So
what I think is the right way.
I'm actually glad you said, because that's interesting to me, because I anything Bernie, I know what's going on, so I don't know what's the rest of the world or the country knows. Because I follow Bernie, and my wife more so loves Bernie, so she gets all the updates, so whenever, so I've been hearing now about this oligarchy tour and how they're getting crowds even bigger than Bernie had at his height when he was running for president. And I know they were hitting all the bunch of the red states or districts, and now I think the goal is they're going to try and hit all 50 states at some point. But yeah, the media, what's funny is I think they covered it at the beginning because, anti-Trump, and then they're like, oh yeah, fuck this. We have no problem with the oligarchy, so we don't want to keep covering this, and let people know that there's a big class warfare thing going on in this country.
Yeah, but Trump wore a blue suit to the Pope's
Right.
funeral.
that
by
was
the way.
like,
I
yeah,
I just thought I'd continue to mention that because,
as you and I
that's
both,
all they wanna talk about.
we can agree on is like neither one of us gives a fuck what anybody wears anywhere. Yeah, I would wear black to a funeral, but I wear black every day anyway, so I can't fucking say
And
anything.
Trump is sort of famous for wearing blue suit with a
Please.
red tie, red,
So
white, and blue.
yeah,
But,
I'm not.
I mean, regardless, it's like I listened to, Ojeda today, and he said, "Trump was the only asshole there wearing a blue suit." And then, you look at the full picture of everybody, like a third of the men there wearing blue suits. You know?
See,
They zoom in on one little picture, and they're like, "Trump is sleeping," and then go to the video that it came from, it's like, "Oh, they're praying."
yeah, the Dems do not know how to pick their battles. I know we're gonna disagree on what I'm about to say, but excuse me, I gotta clear my throat. Sorry, but
That's fine.
I think Trump's doing some bad shit, but these idiots focused on blue suits now and Stormy Daniels back then, so no one's gonna take them seriously if they try and you know
Oh, that ship has sailed.
right.
The taking the seriously of the media,
The-
at all, that ship, has long since sailed. Like, I look at anything on, well, as I said, mostly X, but I look at anything on YouTube X or whatever news, and the very first thing I do is say, "Well, that's not true." And in fact, I've got to the point now where I won't even look it up. I'll just say, "Well, that's not true." I'm not even gonna waste my time looking it up or verifying any of the facts anymore because next thing you know, it comes out a week later, "Oh, that wasn't true."
I had a very disappointing moment this week. I think I've told you, I've watched so much independent media throughout the years that I've narrowed it down to just a couple of people I trust.
Mhm.
And one of them who I trusted the most had a Trump derangement moment this week. So now I got a question. I can't fully trust them anymore. Um, it was you see when they released, I can't think of the guy's name. I probably can't pronounce it, but the migrant who got deported, who got sent
Oh,
to El
yeah, yeah.
Salvador, and they're trying to get him
I know who
Supreme
you're
Court.
talking about,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, get him back. So when Trump released that picture of tattoos on his knuckles, I don't know if you saw that.
I did, yeah.
And yeah, I think there's like a skull, a pot leaf, and saying, and then above it in black text was
The letters
whatever.
and number, yeah,
Yeah,
MS-13, right.
yeah, which I could see clear as day was something they added to be like, "Hey, the pot leaf stands for M."
I
The
know exactly what you're
yeah,
talking about. That went
right?
around on X where
Yeah,
everybody's like, why did they use the same font, why is he using the same font on his knuckles
uh,
as the font that they used in the article or
um,
whatever, or the top of the thing?"
yeah,
And everybody's like, "Are you serious with this guy?" And it went around, like, on
yeah. It went around like Trump added that, and God, I'm the last person that wants to defend Trump, but they're like acting like Trump added that, implying that those were actually on his knuckles as a tattoo, and I'm like, no, that's like a key or whatever to cipher that's what that's supposed to. I don't know if that's what that's supposed to mean or not. I'm not
Yeah,
going
I
to
don't
say
know
yeah.
jail
I
tats
have
that
no
well.
fucking clue. Um, the only MS-13
Mhm.
tats I've seen, they usually like in this old English like lettering on the back and stuff like that. But clearly, Trump wasn't trying to imply that. And the guy I trusted posted that fucking picture meme or whatever it was that was going around, and I was like, "Oh my god, you fell for that! You fell for that!" I'm like, now I can't. I'm like,
It
this.
was obvious. It was so
Yeah,
obvious
yeah,
that they just put those on there as saying, "This means M, this means S, this
right.
means 1, and this means 3." It was obvious that's what they
Just
did.
totally like I never thought anything else. Like it never even dawned on me.
Same.
And yeah,
Until I saw, as I said, until I saw it on X with all these people going, "Oh, you just had it tattooed on the MS-13. What are they talking about the skull and stuff?" I'm like, "Are you really this fucking stupid?"
thank you, written asylum. Yes, it's been a rough week for
Yeah.
me.
That was a great clip.
That was so funny. Like I was in a little zone tantrum where I didn't even realize obviously I was talking about Elon Musk at the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. But he clipped that so quick. We were still doing the show and he's like yeah, so he comments and he's like, "Hey, Nick's the star of my new video," whatever. Then we check out. I'm like, Oh my god! And he was like,
Yeah.
and Eccles busting his balls. He was like, "Hey, this is a," because it was a members only show, and he's like, "Oh yeah, if you or Nick want me to take that down," and I was like, "Dude, I got a sense of humor. That's fucking hilarious." It's like you clip that so perfectly. It looks like I'm fucking
It does.
Nazi.
It
Yeah,
was really good. I laughed. I had
yeah.
a pretty good laugh at it. I never did go and watch the whole episode though.
Yeah, Eckel, he found my little secret. Like, man, we talk politics. I'm very calm about it. The
Mhm.
worst I usually get is like, I'll do a head shake if I disagree, or I'll be like an eye roll. And but I get these moments where I think something's so obvious, and I just can't. I think we were talking about the Eckel and I were arguing over the Sig Heil, the double that Elon gave.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, and this is just my opinion. I'm like, I have no idea if Elon's a Nazi or not, but I 100% think he did that on purpose. So people would be like, hey, man, you're doing a Nazi salute. Then he'd be like, oh my God, they're calling me a Nazi and blah, blah, blah. So I was trying to like discuss. And anyway, I thought it was so obvious that he was doing a Nazi salute. So I got like so frustrated. I did it. And then I'm throwing
Yeah.
MAGAs, get out of my country shit and in reverse,
See,
and yeah, blah blah
I
blah.
have two opposing and equally likely thoughts about that whole situation. The first one is uh, he was just, throwing his love out. And the second one is he was literally doing a Roman salute just to get people to chimp out.
Yeah,
And
I
those
was
are kind of mutually exclusive, and they both live in my head at the exact same time. Like, like they can't really both be true.
right.
But I think that, both explanations are pretty good. Do I think that he's, actually making a salute to Hitler? No.
Right, like I said, that was my second option, is that he's doing it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like these Trump 2028 hats. I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't even looked to see if Trump's really selling them, because if he is, it's just to get people to flip out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's to make money and to get people to flip out. So if you're gonna flip out, you're doing exactly what he fucking wants you to do. So don't, and you're focusing on that, like you focused on the blue suit. Just focus. I know it's unorthodox. I know he's making money off the presidency when he's not supposed to, but apparently we've allowed that. And people in Congress make money off the stock market through insider trading. We've allowed that. So it is what it is. I don't know. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on with that shit. And they focus on the dumbest stuff. And it drives me fucking nuts. Like that's what gets me to flip out too. But yeah.
Yeah, and that
Oh,
that, gets us back to this, last 3 weeks. I mean, what have we had? We had what? Tariffs? Big deal. It's boring. We had the deportations going on now. Um,
yes.
I mean, I'm all for it. Are they going a little hard on it? Yeah. But let's be real, that's just gonna kinda be necessary, and don't forget Obama deported even more people than Trump
Yeah.
ever has. So,
He
and he did it, yeah, and everybody's crying, due process, due process. They did Obama, literally, they round them up and just tossed them right across the border. They didn't no due process, so,
I'll never forget.
no.
My mother-in-law's down in South Carolina. She's big MAGA, and we got like in an argument once. Like I forget what she was. We were about the border, and I was like, whatever, Cheryl. That's her name. No one's gonna care. I was like,
You don't need it
uh,
doesn't matter.
yeah. I was like, Obama's deported more undocumented immigrants than any president. She's like, no, he didn't. And then remember, Trump said it like to be like, hey, Obama deported more, blah, blah, blah. I was like, see? It's like she wouldn't listen to me, but she had to listen to him. But I was like, yeah, I told people when it comes to immigration, Democrats try to pretend they're softer than they are, while Republicans try to pretend it's like the opposite. It's like Democrats will deport all these
Oh,
undocumented
yeah,
immigrants.
I
We
mean,
try
we
not
had
to, yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and don't forget, Reagan is a big, reason why we have so much illegal immigration, because, he did that deal where, he just gave blanket amnesty to all the illegals just to, say, "Oh, we're locking down the border, and rather than rounding them up and shipping them out, we're just gonna give this blanket amnesty." which in fact did not work, obviously.
Yeah, I've heard
But
some speeches from Reagan and George H.W. Bush, and man, by today's comparison, they'd be almost kind of liberal on immigration. It's kind of like compared to today's Republican Party.
oh yeah, well, both sides have always
Yeah,
been, very, very, for various reasons, for various obvious, economic and voting reasons or whatever, this, that, and the other thing. They've both been kind of really about open borders, even though,
yeah,
as you said,
right.
but the big issue was, under Biden, it was just so bad. We had so many people crossing the border illegally and with our blessing,
Yeah, you know what's weird about that
with the
is
government's blessing. They gave them money, they gave them phones, they gave them food, they gave them housing.
I'm like so confused on that one. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm not someone and I guess I can do that when you live close to Canada, not close to Mexico. It's not doesn't really affect me. But I don't focus a lot on immigration. But I know that when uh, Biden, I'm acting like Biden. I can't even think. When Biden took office, he actually didn't roll back a lot of Trump's. They're all like, oh, like Trump made him stay on the other side of the border, and then Biden did that. So he kept a lot of the stuff that Trump put in. But then I agree. It seemed like the crossings did increase. Like things seemed to get crazy down there. So I don't know what the fuck was going on, considering he kept most of the same policies. And then, but I don't know. There must have
I
been
think
a leak
yeah, there was
somewhere.
like a bunch of NGOs. I mean, they even that were doing things. They even had like an app that tells you, where to go and how to get
Yeah.
in legally, or and then how to get the benefits and stuff like that. Was that there was an app that basically you put your stuff in the phone, and then you're now a refugee or something like that. And then they ditch that immediately.
Yeah. I forget the details
Trump,
of the
like,
app, but I remember
yeah,
when,
it was. I was like blown away by it. I'm like, wait, what? There's an
so,
app to get into the United States illegally that's run by the United States?
well, I think it was for,
It was an NGO, yeah.
yeah. So, let me see here. Oh, uh, yeah. So I do, I noticed you said that you agree they're being a little aggressive with the deportations. I am a
Maybe.
little okay. This is where I think we're gonna disagree a little bit. I am a little concerned with some of this that's going on, and I'm not. It's tough. Like you can get me with a sap story. Like when I see a young, child and they're crying because their parents have been deported. It gets to me. But what really gets me is I think they're almost testing the waters here to see how far they can go with some of this stuff. Um, I mean, when he's caught on open mic talking about wanting to send American citizens to fucking El Salvador, I know it'll never be able to happen but will it? Like, that's what I think that MS-13 guy was about. Because like once he was in the air, they're like, oh, we can't do anything. So are they gonna like, oops, we accidentally sent American citizen criminals, but they're in the air, we can't do anything now?
Well, he
It's
wasn't an American citizen,
no,
so.
I know he wasn't, but I'm saying Trump,
Oh, I
he
see
was
what you're saying,
he was
yeah,
here, yeah, like they were, I forget what it was, but that guy was here under, he wasn't supposed to be deported because he feared MS-13 or some gangs or whatever. There was something going on.
yeah, it was his
Um
gang affiliations,
Asian.
and, going back to El Salvador would get him killed, but, being affiliated with a gang is not a grounds for, it's not a grounds for, asylum. Uh,
Yeah.
you can't go, be a blood and go into the Crip territory, shoot a couple of Crips, and then run to Canada saying, "I need asylum, the Crips are gonna kill me." You know what I mean?
So that guy is like, that's a tough one for me, man, because I don't know what's true with him. I'm gonna be completely honest, because I've seen
Me
stuff
either.
where it's like he's not, you know what I mean? I've seen both where the guy's fine, and I've seen stuff where the guy's in a gang. So I don't fucking know. I don't know. So
And
for the
this is
big,
where Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. I was just gonna say. So the bigger point I was making is like, um, the courts ordered him to come back, and they act like they can't do anything about it. So that's what scares me. Where are they gonna send other people they're not supposed to send, like naturalized citizens, and then and American citizens, and then be like, ah, shit, I can't get them back. They're in the air. And then the president of El Salvador is like, I can't send someone back to America like he did. So I don't know.
Well, no,
It's
because the guy's not an American citizen. See, that's the deal, right? Like, if you accidentally send an American citizen, we can go get him. He's an American citizen. But this particular guy is not an American citizen. He's a citizen of El Salvador, a sovereign nation. We cannot go grab him because he's a citizen of El Salvador. Now, as I said, if there was a mix up in some American citizen, an actual, naturalized or born citizen, accidentally gets, thrown down into the El Salvador or whatever, we could just go get him because he's an American citizen. He's not a citizen of El Salvador. And we can, literally. I mean, what's El Salvador going to do? El Salvador going to do?
right, but I don't think
But they
Trump.
wouldn't keep him either. And it's like, where's El Salvador supposed to send this guy? He's not an American citizen. He's a citizen of El Salvador. Where are they going to send him? They can't
Well,
send him back to America.
he's in the camp right now.
Yeah,
I,
so
I'm pretty sure there was Trump sent a plane of women to El Salvador that got turned around because the guy's like, we don't take women here, or we don't take women in this camp, or whatever. So that's what kind of opened the door to be like, well, apparently he can send people back. So I don't know. It's very, I think they're testing the waters to see. All right, let's see how angry the people are gonna get. So let's see like how much we can send. Can we send a naturalized citizen? And they're not, and they're, as long as they're a criminal, they're not going to care. Because
we can't send U.S. citizens to a foreign jail.
I know we can't, but we're doing all sorts of things we can't do. So
Well,
it's
no,
like,
those are things that we can do.
these things are all out the window now. There's like no laws. There's like no one's holding this guy accountable anymore. Supreme Court.
That's what
tells,
I want to get
all
back
right.
around to on this whole thing. Is it, or do we just know about it? Like,
What
are they being harsh? Are they being rough? Is this actually, stuff that hasn't been done or can't be done, or do we just know about it? No.
Oh, like you saying, like this has been going on all along.
This has
but now
always
we know,
been the policy.
always been the policy. I mean, that is, I guess that's possible. You don't know what you don't know, as they say.
But that's sort of where that's where I said, do I think they're being a little overzealous? It's like, I don't know. Are they? I mean, do we just know about it now?
Yeah, I mean, what I even wonder when Trump, on that open mic moment where he told the El Salvador president, you got to build whatever 4 or 5 more of these prisons. And I think that's when he said he was, even send like American citizens. Like, was that an accidental open mic thing, or did Trump do that on purpose to get the media talking? Like, I think Trump's dumb, but then I don't think he's super dumb at times. So I don't know, like, it's tough for me, like what he does on purpose and what he doesn't do on purpose. Like,
is
I
he
can never figure it out.
or is he?
Right.
Yeah. Is he trying to, get, because he knows that, every single syllable that he says is going to be, put on the news somewhere? And is he trolling just to get, continue people talking about him?
Oh, you got written asylum on your side. I mean, that's possible. I know. Oops. Yeah, I know Obama and Clinton are a lot stricter on this stuff than they like to claim they were.
Yeah, and that was a big issue that I always had with the Republicans. Well, before Trump, as they always said that, we're going to be strict on the border. We're going to be strict on the border, and then they aren't. They're not.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
They're like, oh, we built another mile of border wall.
Yeah.
That Trump gets in. He's like, well, no, we're bordering. We're doing the whole thing. We're all of it. The whole border is getting a fence, and they did it. They started doing it. Like before, Republicans, they'd be, hey, look at this little piece of wall we built. We're tough on the border. It's like, no, you aren't. They never were.
Yeah. Like you can always find footage of a Democrat saying, you know what I mean? There's footage of there's audio of Obama saying that, kicking
Yeah,
undocumented immigrants out and stuff. Yeah.
the political landscape these days is significantly different than it was even, you know, I'd say 15 years before Trump. The political landscape post-Trump is a lot different than pre-Trump. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
that everybody's really taking sides, and I blame social media for this
Oh,
because
huge.
everybody's allowed to get into their little echo chambers, and then they don't realize, oh wait, there's another point of view, but I can't listen to that point of view because if I agree with it, then I'm the enemy now.
Right. Yeah. Mm, Shit.
And I blame
Uh,
social media. I blame
yeah. No,
social media for everything. All the woes of this world currently are social media's problem.
it's bad. There's a friend of mine. We talk about that at work, politics and everything. Like he talks about like his sister-in-law and the shit she just says on like Facebook, and it's like, a lot of it'll be political, and then it'll be like nobody knows where we're going. Like people just drop these hints that they're not going to tell you what's going wrong with them, but something's going wrong. So you'd be like, "What's the matter?" And it's like nobody used to act like that. You know what I mean? It's like I don't. It's fucking weird now, man.
Oh yeah, it used to be you just say, "Oh hey, I just was in the hospital for this, that,
Yeah,
and the other thing. Just letting you know I'm all right."
yeah, yeah,
Now it's exactly like that. People are trying to get their little dopamine hit with everybody, saying,
right.
"Oh, you okay? What's going on? What's
Yep,
wrong? I
yep,
wanna know about you." Yeah, you're right. It's engagement farming,
yeah, yeah. It's
but I
fucking
guess on
bad.
Facebook it'd be like sympathy farming.
Ugh, I don't want to put this up, but I got to be fair. There we go.
Thank you, written asylum. Yeah, I saw that and I was wondering if you're gonna put it up.
Of course I would. It was funny. Like I originally, I think I've told you, I originally thought he was like, he was a nice troll, but I thought he was trolling, but because he usually hates everybody. And today, Eccles like, or yesterday we did a show. It's like written asylum. You hate everybody, but the one guy you like is Nick. I can't figure that out. I'm like, yeah, he's always there. He's always showing up. So we appreciate him being here. Social media, yeah, social media is it
Yeah.
really has changed people, man. The way they act, like even me, like I it's gonna sound goofy, but before like social media, I never would have thought I'd be spending my Sunday nights wearing a mask, talking in a microphone to a virtual reality. But you know what I mean? It's like I don't know. The internet's really changed a lot of things, but at least this is like two people that would normally discuss these things, discussing differences. But yeah, social media is just trying to one up each other and impress each other and get sympathy and fucking people like when I post uh, when I post something. God, I haven't been on Facebook in forever because it started to really get to me. I would say something political, and people would just they think they know everything about me from that one fucking statement. Um, I could attack Biden, and it'd be like, "Oh my God, you're a Trumper," or I criticize, the other way, and it's like, "Oh my God," like I'll criticize something Trump's doing, and oh yeah, you're CNN, you're like they just think they know everything about you. Like they think everyone because of like whatever talking point they picked up on fucking social media because they all would say the same fucking shit to me, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of that team sports sort of idealism in politics right now.
Yes.
Um, yeah, if you're not on one team, you got to be on the other. Uh, and criticizing where was I? I was going to make a point. I completely lost my point. But
It always happens to us.
the train derailed.
Well, while you're thinking, I'll give an example. I remember the last um not actually I shouldn't say not this last one, but when Biden became the nominee in 2020, when the Democrats are running their primary, right before one of the debates, CNN reported that Bernie Sanders had told Elizabeth Warren that he didn't think a woman could be president. And obviously it was just I know I'm a Bernie guy, but Bernie voted for what's her face, that first woman that won for president like in the fucking 80s. Um he only ran in 2016 because Elizabeth Warren wouldn't. He tried to get Elizabeth Warren to run against Hillary, but she wouldn't, so he ran. So and Bernie even explained it. He's like, he was saying that it was a private conversation, and he was telling her, with all the misogyny in the world and stuff, it's going to be hard, harder for a woman. But she twisted it and blah blah blah. So CNN reported it. They had the debate the next night, and of course, that's all they focused on. They were grilling Bernie with it, and he's just denying it and blah blah blah. And
Why deny it? I mean, he's not wrong.
yeah, no, he said what he said. He's like, yeah, I said the misogyny. I didn't say a woman couldn't be president or shouldn't,
Oh,
And
yeah. No, a woman is going to find it much more difficult.
right,
than
exactly,
a president.
exactly. Yeah,
And honestly, not because of men.
dude, you're not even wrong there. Oh, that's a lot of it
Women
too.
hate each other.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, it's not even like the men will be like, "Ah, she seems competent and reasonable," and you say, "Hey, honey, what do you think about her?" And she's like, "I don't like her hair."
Fucking bitch. Yeah. So long story short, I was in some political group on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh man, Elizabeth Warren's a fucking snake." I was like, "Bernie always supports her, tries to get her to run, and she's losing ground, so she does this." And this one woman, who I didn't even know, just kept, "Oh my God, you're sexist, you're this, you're that, you hate women." I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not big on politicians, but let's just say my favorite politicians, you got Bernie Sanders and then Ro Khanna, and then the next fucking 10 are probably all women. I'm like, I would explain, and I would like overly explain, and she's just coming back, "Oh, you're sexist. And I ended up getting banned for 24 hours on Facebook because she put in some claim against me of sexism, or I don't know what the fuck it was. It was fucking weird. But yeah, Facebook banned me for 24 hours. And all I did was try to explain. I'm like, this woman's fucking brain is broken because I don't like Elizabeth Warren. She's convinced on social media that I hate all women. And it was the dumbest fucking thing. And there's just too much of that shit where people just, their brains are fucking broken and their spirits are broken because of social media.
And I think a lot of it is they just don't have any arguments.
They
don't know what it is they're saying or why they're saying it. This is, goes back to when we were watching Brian Karem on the Stephanie Miller show, and then of course also watching Richard Ojeda and stuff like that. They just say things,
right?
Okay,
yeah.
And people are listening to these people say these things, and this is like the biggest deal for me about some of these political commentators, especially people like John and Ojeda and Karam and stuff like that, is the people that are listening to them are going to eventually go talk to somebody who actually knows something about the subject, and they're going to sit there and they're going to reply. They're going to state whatever they heard Ojeda or Stephanie or whoever say, and that person's going to go, "Well, no, that's wrong." And not only is that wrong, here, let me look at my phone. Yeah, 10 seconds there. It's wrong. You're wrong. That's how long it took to prove that you're wrong. And why? So it's how is this helping? How does this help anything? How does this help them? How does this? And I know how it helps them. It's engagement farming, basically. It's it's saying what the people who want to talk to you want to hear, and it's saying what the people who dislike you also want to hear. They want to hear them. They want to be able to say, "No, that's absolutely wrong." So you get engagement that way, and then you got the people that agree with you. They don't know why they agree with you, but they do because you're saying all the right things. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say earlier. It's just been pissing me off so much to watch these people just like, dude, Ojeda just literally said Trump was the only person there in a blue suit and calling him a scumbag and an asshole because of it. And it's like, well, I saw the actual picture that's taken from, and like blue suits everywhere.
And then you're forced to argue over something you don't like that doesn't matter anyway. Like, even if he was the only one in a blue suit,
who the fuck cares?
If someone is a great president helping the working class, you think I'm going to care if they're wearing a blue fucking suit to the Pope's funeral? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care if they wear fucking Bermuda shorts.
Yeah,
Trump, it's not respectful, but whatever, dude. It's not affecting.
Well, Trump wore a blue suit to to the Pope's funeral, so my rent went up.
Right,
50
that's what I
cents.
mean. It's like, who gives a fuck about this? That's the shit that really drives me crazy on both sides. It's like, oh, I'll see shit and they'll be like, oh, like the biggest reason I care about that whole MS-13 migrant fucking guy is like I think it's leading to something bigger. Yes, if he's an innocent guy, I feel bad, but I'm not gonna. That's not really what's driving me to like interest in it. What's driving me is, I think, like I said, I think they're testing the waters to do other
Yeah,
things.
I understand what you're getting at.
Yeah,
Is like how far
yeah,
are they going to go?
you know, and
Is this just the beginning?
yeah,
And that's another thing, man, about all the deportations. Like every single person that gets pulled over now seems to say, oh, this person got pulled over and asked for proof of citizenship. And it's like, yeah,
yeah,
and we're hearing all those stories constantly now, and it's like, well, yeah. Oh, you came in through the border, and they wanted to check to make sure that you're an actual citizen of this country. Like, well, yeah,
yeah. It's I don't know.
but
I guess.
that's somehow a huge story that everybody's got to talk about now. Like some dude with uh, dude with brown skin was inconvenienced for a couple of hours while they determined his citizenship as he is coming back into the country from Canada. I think it was Canada he was coming
Well,
from.
that's what I was gonna say. I guess it kind of depends where they're pulling you over. Like if you are near the border, I could guess I could see, if they're just making sure. Just yeah, written asylum. Number one, that's depressing as fuck because I graduated high school in 1996.
Yep.
Um,
I'm around that same age. I'm around. I graduated in the '90s as well, a
well,
little earlier.
um, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like they would have when I was a kid or teenager or whatever, even in my 20s and early 30s, it was they would have these disagreements, but like suppose a national tragedy happened, they would actually come together, and like we don't have that anymore. I it's like if there was some big, yeah, even that I don't have to give examples. We have examples. If there's flooding in a certain state and it's a red state and it's a Democrat president, maybe they don't do enough. If something happens in the blue state and there's a Republican president, like it used to be like we just all came to, even under Obama, there was a big hurricane in New Jersey and what's his face? Fat ass was the fucking I can't think of his name. Who's the governor of New Jersey?
Christy.
Christie. And they were fine. They were polite to each other. They walked around. It's like, but the shit just doesn't happen anymore. It just too tribal,
It's
too much
the
hate.
yeah the team sports that everybody's
Yeah.
playing with politics these days, and and honestly, I don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but I get it, but I don't understand why anybody would throw themselves into any political party like that.
Right.
And my biggest issue, of course, with it is the people that you vote for should be the people whose feet you hold to the fire the most.
Yeah.
Like those are the people you need to be criticizing. Those are the people you need to say, "Hey, that's not why I voted for you." And if you keep doing that, you're not going to get my vote again. But it seems like these days everybody just casts their vote for whoever or whatever, and then forget that ever happened. And it's like, oh, they're just doing whatever. I don't know. What is he? Who did I vote for again? I don't know. What are they doing? I have no idea.
So speaking of voting, did you I don't know if this hit your radar, David Hogg. You probably know who he is, one of the
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm well
Um
aware.
so yeah, I figured you're not a fan. So he's
The
now
TV
like
stopped.
what is he in the I forget. He's part of the DNC vice chair. He's got a position like
Yeah.
in the DNC now. And he actually he said something like if certain Democrats don't, do this, this, and this, and he listed good things. He's like, we'll back primaries opponents and this and that. And to be fair, I don't know if he's supposed to do that as someone in the DNC position. But what I found hysterical was the establishment Democrats flipped the fuck out and like I can't tell you what flip-flopping hypocrites these fucking people are when it comes to primaries. Like when AOC won and all these what they were called Justice Democrats, they didn't take, PAC whatever, covert PAC money. They were pissed. Like, why are you primary? So then when they would win, they would try and get them to say they won't back primary because they would back other primary opponents for the next election that were like more progressive, and they're like, oh, if you're backing these opponents, we don't want to put you on these committees, this and that. But then this past election, there were some Justice Democrats like Cory Bush and Jamal Bowman. They got primaried the fuck out of because they were too progressive and they were gone. So it's like they flip flop, and I can't think of the fucking guy's name. He's like Cajun. He's this crusty old fucking Democrat that he's always on TV. But anyway, he's so mad that David Hogg was talking about, primarying, like establishment Democrats that aren't for change, that he's like, I'm going to donate this money and we're going to do a lawsuit. And it's just like, I wish this is something like more people knew, is that the Democrat part, yes, there are progressive parts that, maybe too liberal for some people, but the big names, the fucking Pelosi's and fucking Harris and all them, like, they're corporate. They're not progressive. They're all for the fucking corporation. So if someone's too much for the working class or whatever, they're gonna primary the shit out of them and get them out. Like Nina Turner was a woman who was she was like, I think like Ojeda, she was a local, like I think she was in the state senate for Ohio, and she was on Bernie's two big campaigns. She was a great speaker, so she ran for Congress in Ohio this past election, and they spent more on her primary opponent than any other election. Because she was one of Bernie's people. They just didn't want this fucking progressive in there. So anyway, I know it's a little off topic, but just saying that these fucking Dems are like such fucking hypocrites. If they think someone's going to be too much for the working class, they will primary the shit out of them. But if you dare want to primary one of their corporate establishment people, they flip the fuck out and threaten to sue you. It's fucking crazy.
That's yeah. I think we spoke about this before. That's that goes on both sides. Like you generally to be on a ballot, you have to be in somebody's pocket.
Yes,
Democrat, Republican, whatever. To be on the ballot, if you see a person that you can vote for, they are in somebody's pocket, because that's the only way that they're allowed to be on the ballot with the respective whatever the respective political parties. Well, Democrats and Republicans anyway. Libertarians or whatever, Libertarians, Green Party, all the third parties and stuff like that. They actually try to be, have a little integrity.
Different, yeah. So I looked it up. I couldn't think of his name. It was James Carville. I fucking hate that guy.
Oh yeah.
He's like all fucking flipping out. I'm like, dude, go away. Aren't you almost dead yet? Why do you fucking care what's going on in this fucking party? Just take a hike. But yeah, he's one of those guys that'll tell you like why the Democrats lost after they lost, and it's like, shut up. They took all your advice and fucking lost. So fuck off, dude.
So why don't you talk about why they're losing as they're losing, and maybe change the game plan a little bit.
Like I've said this before. Like I'm one of my big, and I know we disagree on whether Trump's doing good or not, but one of the reasons I hate when like I see Trump's approval rating go down and this and that, I'm like, it actually sucks, because the Democrats don't think they're going to have to do anything to like, gain seats in the midterm or win, the next presidential thing. It's like they have to be forced to fucking improve. Like they literally, Biden won by saying, "Hey, I'm not Trump," and then Harris tried.
And Harris tried the same. Yeah,
tried doing
that's
the same
what I was
thing.
Get at,
yeah. Because Biden was so bad, it didn't fucking work. And Trump won because, all right, fuck, Biden's been so bad. Let's get Trump back in. See if at least the economy wasn't too bad under him.
At least Trump is saying, talking about what he's going to do,
right?
And not, hey, I'm not Biden,
right? And then once again, I'm telling you, they're just they'll throw a couple things out there, but it's mostly going to be,
I'm not Trump.
Yeah, I'm not Trump. Yeah, whoever the fuck it
or
is.
I'm not MAGA.
Yeah,
as KB says. Speaking of which, I'm gonna change the subject right away. We're gonna get into some Dabbleverse talk.
All right.
Have you been watching Auntie Karen show?
No, I saw part of the one. I watched one. I watched when they tried rolling this out months ago when John was still around. I didn't really care for
Yeah,
it,
yeah, that was
but
kind of boring. I don't know. We were talking about the other day, and you said you hadn't watched it
yeah,
recently, but
mm,
yeah, you should totally
check it
get back.
out. I
But yeah,
saw. I did see most of one. I saw the one where Stuttering John called in to
yeah, yeah,
KB and they were talking about Joe's girlfriend and stuff. Joe's wife.
wife
Sorry, wife. Yeah. So I saw part of
who's
that one.
riddled with MS.
Dude, I was so okay. I'll say this because I don't think he's gonna see it, but so some people know this. I give Rob Saul more benefit of the doubt than most people because Rob early on had me on his show so I could show John, see, I'm not porn bombing, I'm okay, blah blah blah. And I appreciated that because of course trolls were telling Rob I was gonna porn bomb him and all this shit. Like they're telling him I was best friends with Zenhauser. I've never talked to Zenhauser in my life. So yeah, it was stupid. But and I also feel bad for Rob for a couple things. Like the dog thing, you want to tell stupid, silly jokes. I get it. But there were like people that like reported him to like animal rights groups. And it's like
Oh, the
yeah, I know Rob has literally gone to Africa to like help and like he's a big animal activist. So I wasn't down with that. But then Rob says awful shit, that
yeah, he's the dog thing. Like I've known about that as a thing
yeah.
for actually quite a while. I had a friend who his dog had a similar issue, and he got a similar thing from the doctor, from his vet saying, "Well, you gotta jerk off your dog,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "No, no, you can jerk off my dog
Dog.
to fix this problem. I'm bringing him in. Like, I'm not doing that." But I guess Rob, did it. But it's as I said, it's a really common thing with dogs. But it's just funny to make fun of him because he takes it so seriously.
Yeah, so you know what's funny about that? What's funny is like so the real story and what it's just funny is Rob tried getting a laugh, so he fucked himself over. Is Rob actually never did he brought the dog in and they
Oh,
did
okay,
it, right? They did that, but they gave him the stuff and they're like, if it happens again, you
I'm
know,
bringing him back.
yeah. But Rob claims it never happened again, but he's like, but he basically said something like, yeah, they send me home telling me I'm gonna have to jerk off my dog. So that became the whole thing. Rob jerks off dogs or whatever. But I've had talks with him because I'm like, he would say awful things about, Shuli's wife and Carl's wife. And I'm like, dude, these women aren't doing, you know what I mean? And I thought he stopped that shit. And then I guess he said something on his show about Jenna. I didn't see it. So I still don't know what he said, but he tweeted something like really bad, pretty much like the same shit John and KB were fucking saying. So I think the next day after I saw that Auntie Karen, I hadn't sent Shuli a super chat in fucking forever, and I sent one in. And ironically, I was just talking about in my beginning of the super chat, I just put John and KB, and I was like something like John and KB are incels that don't understand richer or poorer, sickness and in health. They'd be lucky to have someone like Jenna, something like that.
I think
And then
that sounds familiar. I think
and then I
I
I
saw that
saw I
one.
had room, so I'm like, oh, I added Rob's name. And so then Rob has literally emailed me like 3 times about it. Like,
Jesus.
um, he
Yeah, I
emailed me
think
once and he was like, if you had a problem with me when you said, and I was like, Rob, I'm like, looking back, I'm like, what I said really wasn't that bad. I'm like, I'm not saying it wasn't flattering to you, but I was basically saying,
yeah,
you'd
but
be
Jesus
lucky to,
Christ, have you heard this shit that he says?
yeah,
Why is he upset? He goes in and hard on people. Like he's a real douchebag.
right. I was like, dude. And I was like, Jenna was in the chat. I saw that, she was thanking
Yeah.
people. So I wanted to just, you guys were so bad to this girl, this poor woman suffering. I just want, I said something, they'd be lucky to have someone like her. And she was like, I'm like, that was it, man. But because, how the Dabbleverse work, Rob had me on his show and he was good to me. So I can't say anything, and I'm like, dude, I've never said anything bad about you with the dogs and all that shit. It's like, the only problem I ever really had with you is when you go after people's wives. And I'm like, and this one was just too much because this is someone that at least Carl's wife is on his show and says, she's not mean, but she'll tease Rob. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
Jen has never said a word about anybody.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I guess that on that side of the Dabbleverse, called the unfunny side of the Dabbleverse, yeah, they take themselves in this whole and all this thing. They take it way too seriously.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me specify real quick because I don't want to act like I'm. Rob didn't like email me 3 times in a row. He emailed me, so I emailed him back, tried explaining, and then he emailed me again. Like my explanations were never good enough, so he kept emailing me back. So I finally just stopped. I'm like, all right, I don't know what else I can say.
they're never going to be a good enough explanation because he was nice to you once, so why are you trashing him? It's like, well, no, because you're being a douchebag.
Right. I'm like,
I don't care if you were nice to me once.
Yeah, I'm not Bill Maher just because you're nice to me. And then all of a sudden, I was like, dude, yeah, I was like, I've given you more. You'll never see me, contacting animal rights groups on your Rob. I don't even make the dog jokes. You know what I mean? It's like, but I mean, dude, that was awful what they all did. Fucking.
And I think he is like just trying to be the heel of the Dabbleverse.
He does want to be
really trying to do that. So, but he's just coming off as a douchebag. Like nobody likes him.
Yeah, it's like
it's like
I don't want to give Stuttering John too much credit, but there's something about him that makes him, the heel. He's got some kind of.
Well, John isn't trying. He's just a douchebag.
That's right. That's what it is.
And I think Rob really kind of isn't a douchebag.
Not as much.
Really trying, well, maybe not as much as he.
Exactly.
Is trying to be.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't think I could do anything like that. I couldn't go on here and really trash people, especially like their wives and stuff like that, especially their handicapped wives. Well, not handicapped. Jenna's got a mess, but she gets around just fine. But like I couldn't do that even if I was trying to be the heel. I'd just be like, well, here we go. I'd be like, Rob Saul's a douchebag. If he was married, I wouldn't say anything about
100%.
Girlfriend or anything. I don't care. And it wouldn't even cross my mind. So I couldn't.
No, right.
I could not pretend to be an extreme douchebag.
Yeah, it's funny, like the shit to make it in the Dabbleverse. Like obviously, if you're you were somebody like John or Shuley or them, or if you're funny like Cardiff and and Rocco and all that. But then the other guys that make it, you either have to be like an angry, drunken fucking asshole like this karmic guy, this new fucking dude. Have you seen any of his?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, no, I haven't. But while we were talking, when I first
I saw him in the background. Yeah,
I had the TV on in the background. It was muted. I wasn't listening to it. So, but I just thought it'd be funny to have TSN on the background.
Yeah, dude, I had never heard of that guy, and then I never heard of him like 2 days ago. Yeah,
I just saw him there, and I was like, oh wait, I don't know who that is. So no, I have not heard about this karmic guy. But if they're talking about him on TSN, I can't wait to watch the show tonight.
Dude, so who's that? Oh, shit, I forget his name, but that guy that's always on Mr. Kill Everything. Do you know his whole thing? Okay.
I'm tired of listening to about that dude.
Dude, he was like crying the other night. I was like, and someone like Clowntown, I think, had his girlfriend the X on the other last night.
Yeah, so and the clippers keep clipping it. It's like, dude, you know what I care about less than Missy and Mr. Kill Everything?
Yeah,
nothing, not really anything. There's literally nothing I care about less than what they're doing.
Yeah, I think you're talking about what's his face? Karmic. That guy, he's like
Karmic.
Just picture Mr. Kill Everything, but like on fucking steroids. And instead of being upset over an ex, he's obsessed with defending Pat Dixon. It's the fucking weirdest thing, man. It's the fucking weirdest thing. I caught the end of it's just ironic because I don't watch MLC, but I'm strolling through, and he's on with fucking Liam and fucking KB, and he's clearly drunk and just fucking screaming, like defending fucking Pat Dixon. And it almost, I don't know the story, but it sounds like maybe Pat Dixon said something nice about him or complimented him. He's like, how would you be if you were a nobody from Minnesota? in a genius comic. He called Pat Dixon like a genius. Said something nice about you, and all night last night he was live like all night and just drunk and fucking screaming. Like I would check
Okay,
in every so often, and I don't.
I definitely gotta check this guy out.
God,
This sounds
so
great.
I was like, what the fuck is going
Defending Pat
on?
Dixon of all people.
People,
I mean,
yes,
he's not a terrible comic, but I mean, Genius is a
no,
little
a
overboard.
genius. Yeah, that was so. The first time I saw him, I saw a clip of I guess Tukey and Cardiff were recently on MLC,
Yeah.
and he's like the
Oh,
fourth guy, and he didn't
that
say a
was
word.
him? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, that was him. All right.
he literally didn't say a word the whole clip. He
No.
just smoked cigarettes.
No,
So I
he didn't the entire time Cardiff and Tukey were
yeah,
there, he didn't say anything.
yeah. So I was like, that's all I knew about the guy. And then all of a sudden last night, like I said, I saw him on MLC, and then he did his own stream, and he just, holy shit. It's like, fucking this guy. He's got like 5,000 subs or something. So he must have come from somewhere, or he's got a few thousand, whatever it is. It's like, Jesus.
Or maybe just always been kinda like this sort of guy, and,
Yeah.
you got a following 'cause, there's a lot of drama verses out there.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I
learning
think,
that. I'm learning that. Yeah.
I think, it was funny, I think it's Friday, the last time, Kumia was on, TSN.
Yeah.
He was, like, talking about, like, "Oh, I wonder if there's anything out there like the Dabbleverse, but it's, like, different people." It's like, "Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, lots of them." There's what kind of drama verses do you like? There's lolcows everywhere.
Yeah, you were telling me about one. A buddy at work was telling me. Written asylum. I said the same fucking thing. I think in the chat last night. I'm like, what the fuck is with Minnesota? All these fucking people coming from
Right?
Minnesota. Yeah, I'm like, because when I heard him talk, I'm like, oh, I know what is that accent. And he's drunk and yelling, but you can still pick up on an accent. And
Oh, he's from this, that guy's from,
he's from
was it
Minnesota. Yeah, Karmic.
another Minnesota.
Uh
Why are all the weirdos from Minnesota?
KB kept calling him Fargo because of the fucking because of the accent. It wasn't quite that bad, but you could hear it. There was a fucking accent there.
And they're all weirdo crazy people. Well, I guess, I don't know what you can do in Minnesota.
Dude, I caught this one part, like, and it was
Drinking.
just, I don't know what he was talking about, but he's like, you see this? These aren't tits. These are pecs. How I'm 41 and I got pecs? Because when I was 4 years old in Minnesota, I was picking up rocks, doing manual labor, picking up rocks. What were you doing? I'm like, why the fuck are you picking up rocks? I'm like,
It's
and he's just,
Minnesota. I mean, what else you got to do?
right? He's just screaming like a rocks or some kind of crop that they pick in Minnesota or whatever. I was like, oh my god.
No,
But
they
yeah.
just go around and pick up rocks and put them in other places. It's their the state sport.
Oh. So yeah, if you're a low cow
seriously.
or an angry drunk, you can make it in this Dabbleverse. But if you don't want to humiliate yourself, it's a little tougher.
That's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
Is what I've noticed. But you got to kind of have a little bit of a you can't have a lot of pride to be
Right.
and be famous or be make it online.
It's like, I mean, Clearwater Chad's, he's all of a sudden everywhere, and it's like, I feel for the guy because I don't know if he realizes, like, you're being used as the locale, buddy. They're more laughing at you, getting you to eat like 12 hot dogs or a brick of cheese and all this fucking shit.
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a shtick. He's like you see him talk about various things. He has all these different seminars and stuff.
Yeah. I've talked with him, but
he's not a dumb guy. I think he just likes to play one.
He's too naive is the issue. Is like I've told people, the second time I've ever talked with him, he gave me his phone number.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like,
You told me about that. Yeah.
And he gave it to KB has it now, so he pisses off KB. That's going to be on fucking X at some point. So yeah, but no, he's somewhere in between. He's not this fucking moron like some people think, and he's not this savant genius,
No.
either. It's just somewhere in between. Yeah,
just a regular dude.
Yeah, it's just I don't know if he realizes the nasty part of the Dabbleverse.
The internet in general.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like you said, there's all those different verses where
it just it's a good idea just to not hand your information out to,
Yeah.
just as you are well aware
No,
of.
yeah, like I've said, I'm way more aware than Chad, and even I was a little naive to it myself. Like it was worse than I thought. I thought, as long as I don't do anything fucking bad, I'll be fine. Nope,
No.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No, if
Yeah,
somebody decides they don't like you, they
yeah.
will make it their goal in life to
Yeah.
fuck with you, for no particular
Yeah.
reason whatsoever other than they just decided they don't like you.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Hey, that's the game for some people, that's how they internet,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they fuck with people, they, try to get information and fuck with them in real life. That's the game that they play. That's their hobby. That's what they do.
Did you see I forget the guy's name, but there's a new chatter recently in KV's chat that's giving big donations so people think it's the legend that he's back, but like under using a different name.
Was that the
So
Ken whatever, Ken the one that he was yelling about? Ken
yeah.
Musk.
Oh, not Ken Musk. No, but somebody else. Yeah.
God, that was so fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. And Cardiff's like, "Hold on, KB, can we go back to can I ask you a question?" "Sure." Like, "You've been saying his name a lot, but, who's Ken Musk?"
Musk.
And then KB's like, "Exactly." It's like, "No, no, no.
Right.
It's not we're all recognizing he's a nobody. It's, we don't know who the fuck he is."
100. Like I thought like he was like when I watched that clip, I looked him up. I was like, who? Like, am I supposed to know this guy? Like, I see some. Like, I literally thought he was some comic I didn't know.
I was kinda thinking that too, but then it turned
Yeah.
out, no, he was just a guy who, like, just a super chatter who
Yeah.
gave Chad money to
What's funny
to
is I
throw it
googled him.
at TSN.
You can find shit on him. He's not like a nobody, but he's not a somebody. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
yeah. They played him. They played
Oh,
him.
that
Good.
it was great.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I loved every minute of that.
Yeah. Every so often he's like, I can't tell if you're trolling me or I think you might be trolling me. It's like, yeah, they're trolling you, KB. They're
Yeah,
fucking
and
trolling you.
then, yeah, Tookie gets in a, "No, not us here, boss.
Yeah. I
We
remember
agree
like
with everything you say, boss."
I
It's
remember when Tukey first came onto the seat. Well, that I saw him, and he was Cardiff would be on with Stuttering John. This is before John hated Cardiff, and Tukey would come on, and John just kept kicking him off, and it was the funniest shit.
Oh, yeah, I
Like
remember
he would
that.
say
Yeah,
like Italian slur. He'd say like Guinea, and John would kick him off.
like, "What, I can't say WAP?
Yeah, yeah. And then finally, the last time he was on, I was like,
Hecka
John,
hecka."
I get it. I just have to agree with everything you say. And he's like, yes, yeah. I'm trying to figure out if this Cardiff and Shuley thing is a work or if there's really this I thought it was a work, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I don't know, everybody's
Yeah,
being a little bitch these days.
yeah,
I guess Cardiff was upset that, they used he got the cop cam, uh,
yeah.
from Stuttering John being pulled over and, like, they didn't have him on or contact him at all or whatever.
And had Kumia
And yeah,
instead.
they had
Yeah.
Kumia on, and then I guess he's upset about that. Then now we got, Mincer Math is, in hot water.
I saw that
And I
before
mean,
we came on. Yep. Yeah.
yeah, I was watching before we came on,
Yeah.
and that was the topic there, and, I was actually a little surprised that, he didn't just ask
I
to
thought that
do it.
too. I thought of a few things. I was actually a little surprised they didn't even reach out to him first and be like, dude, you got to stop this stream. I don't know.
Or no, or
Um,
just ask them,
He
"Hey,
meant
can
to
I,
ask if he could play it. Yeah, yeah,
or do you have some clips you can give me or whatever?"
yeah,
Like, I was thinking of, doing a show and, talking about Dabble House, like, last week,
yep,
and I was gonna ask him, "Hey, can you give me the John clips or whatever, so can you give me some of the John tapes or whatnot, the other thing, or do you want me to wait?" I was gonna say something because,
yeah,
it's only a week out, and then I just didn't do it. I was just like, I don't have the time."
yeah. I'm pretty sure Eckel was gonna ask if he could once once Zen's thing wasn't on the behind the paywall anymore, if he was gonna ask permission if he could cover it during one of the members only shows. Because in the members only shows we cover like different, we've watched stand up to the different people in the Dabbleverse, so he was gonna ask
But
that too. But yeah,
it's just basically asking,
right.
and,
Yeah,
but
basic
Mr.
comic
Math
courtesy.
just went and
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's almost like something Vince would do. So I was kind of surprised that he did it. Yeah, like Vince loves doing that
I'm a
shit.
lot surprised by it too because, well, everybody likes Mr. Math.
Yeah, yeah. And then
And,
The other big news I saw, did you see the Looney Tunes critic rumor? I don't know if it's
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm not going to be surprised. People on the internet are
okay.
weirdos,
Yeah.
especially people who like are entertainment and like the attention are often weirdos.
Yeah. I obviously this is all I'm gonna say is because I think I've said this before. The people is I I know multiple women who have told me, and this is before this came out, that he's just like a creep in the DMs.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, so I'm not the least bit surprised, and
okay.
I wouldn't be shocked if the two women they're talking about aren't even any of the women I know. So I'm not the least bit surprised. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
from the way it was, I saw it on the Shuli's Anonymous, which
yeah, that's
I'm
what I
gonna be
saw.
honest with you, I don't generally trust Shuli's Anonymous.
No, I get you. Yeah,
They
me
always
either.
just
Yeah,
make shit up. It's
yeah,
events, but they just always just edit shit and make shit up constantly.
yeah.
But I'm not trying to defend Shuli. I'm just
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah,
saying it's like, oh, this is obviously made up. But anyway, Written Asylum wants to know what the
the
allegation.
allegation. So
He's
yeah,
go
you
ahead.
can explain. No, go ahead. You can explain.
I think you probably know more about than I do. You've
Okay.
actually
Yeah.
talked to some of the people. All I know is what that video that I saw on with what's his name with the what nice podcast
Yeah.
stupid.
Dan from Nice Podcast Stupid. Yeah. So Dan said that Looney Tune critic isn't, he worked. I don't know if they ever officially announced it, but I've heard Looney Tune say it that he works for TSN. He does a little side, producing things. And obviously he did that. I can't think of his name. That cartoon he used to do, and then
The
Clay
Orson Welles
Duty and all that stuff. That
famous jotterings, famous
yeah,
stuttering John
starring John
quotes
Quotes.
as read by Orson Welles.
That actually grew on me. I didn't like that at first, but
Oh
I
yeah,
actually
I
found
thought it
it
was fucking
entertaining after a
hilarious.
while. Yeah, that definitely grew on me. Um, so yeah, that he there's not really a lot of details, but that he got a little creepy in the DMs with a couple of females. I think at least one of them is a podcaster, or I even heard a rumor who it was. I'm not going to say
I
that.
think it's Lucy Tightbox
That's the rumor I
and
heard. Okay, yeah,
it's probably, well, from what
yeah,
I saw or from what they were saying on that video is I'm assuming it's Jenny Jingles and Lucy
new
Tightbox.
box. Okay,
That's what
so
I'm assuming.
yeah, like I don't think, and I can even tell you from personal that I'm a couple of the females I'm friends with in the Dabbleverse told me months ago that he did that stuff to them, and they were, to be fair, it wasn't anything like illegal. It was just creepy that they told me. It's just I don't think he sent dick pics or anything, but everything was like he doesn't really know these women, but everything's like sexual. The questions,
Uh,
hey, do you do this? Weird shit like that. So apparently he finally
which,
did it to the wrong women.
it's like, come on, dude, he's got
Yeah,
gray hair.
yeah, dude, and
It's like,
yeah,
hey, you say, hey, how's it going? What's going on?
yeah.
You want to go hang out?
I
That's
remember one of the women that
not.
told me,
Hey, if we
right?
go hang out, can I put my dick in your butt?
Yes, I'm like, this shit doesn't like. I'm so glad I'm married. I'm like, when the guys that do it, you're never surprised, and it's like, has this ever worked for them? Has it ever worked? You know what I
Right?
mean? Like, believe it or not, my younger years, I wasn't a bad looking guy, but I never did shit like that. That would just turn women off. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, what are you doing? Well, like, that's not how you start conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's
yeah,
like I don't kid. Has any marriage ever started from a dick pic?
yeah. No kidding.
It's, some chick is like, oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, all right, let's go. Yeah, yeah.
It's I think I'm going to marry this one. It's like, no,
The
no, it's,
dick
oh,
pic.
Jesus Christ, not another one.
Yeah, the dick pic phase is usually when you're already with somebody and it's hot and
Yeah,
heavy. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not like, oh, nice to meet you. This is what my dick looks like. In case you were wondering, you know.
and there
Jesus.
were DMs when we were 16. It was called the telephone,
Yeah. Right. We had no DMs. You're right.
and it was stuck to
Absolutely.
the wall by a cord.
Oh God, I know. I used to drag it into the hallway when my girlfriends would call to get the privacy. Yep.
Same. I had the
Yep.
the suit. I got the super long cord
Yes,
for it.
yes, I had that too. Yep.
But it always it keeps like getting tangled and
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
It was like terrible.
Yeah. Rotary phone.
No, my
Nope.
grandpa had a rotary
Yep.
phone. I
Yep.
had a touch tone. I was, very modern.
Yeah, I remember we had multiple phones in the house, but the one I always used to talk to the girlfriends, it was literally in the living room, and off my living room was this long hallway, and I would just drag the cord as far as I fucking could, so like no one could hear me because I didn't have a phone in my room. God, having a TV in your room was a big deal when I was a kid. I had like a
Man, I had
12-inch
I had
TV.
a record player in my room. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember. I remember I had a stereo with a record player. God, getting old.
Getting old. Yeah, now that's retro, and all the kids are back into records now.
Yeah, I saw Stuttering John trying to sell autographed CDs at this Chilicon,
Yes.
and people were like,
Yeah, I still need to go over some of the stuff from that. 'Cause, yeah, I haven't had a chance to hit up the news about ChillerCon, but from what I've seen, it's just like, oh god.
yeah, I didn't even know who that guy was. That you hear about the
Oh,
wrestler,
the pedophile
the
guy. Yeah.
pedophile guy? Yeah,
Neither did I, but
yeah.
they're just trying.
I know what they're doing. Yeah, yeah, they're
They're
throwing
just fucking with
John's.
John because John was like, "Oh, you didn't know this guy was a pedophile. That makes you a pedophile." And it's like, well, no. But they're just trying to throw that back at John, saying, "Oh, you mean you didn't vet this guy?
Right. Well, we have
By your own rules."
we have a guest if we want to see what she has to say about it.
I was actually just hoping we'd wrap this up. But
Yeah, we can wrap it up. Okay.
I was always coming on when it's time to wrap up. Okay,
I think she just
what's up,
wants
Alma?
to say something to you.
I know she.
Oh,
she's
no,
got a
no,
bone
we
to
can.
pick with me. Yeah, I know she.
Oh, we can
she
do
has a
that another
question for me.
time.
Okay.
Oh, no,
I
it's fine.
have no idea what it is. I was even nice. I just said she wanted to address something with you.
Oh, there's like a
Yeah,
bunch
absolutely.
yeah. But he always like runs away.
No, I literally I was past my 2-hour window that I had scheduled for this. Today is
Yeah.
different.
Well, what do you have
As much
to? What do you
time
have?
as I need.
What do you have to do?
What do you mean? What do I have to do? It's fucking Sunday. I got to get ready for work tomorrow.
Well, I have to
They're
work
old.
tomorrow too. I mean, but I'm in Pacific time, so.
Yeah, it's like 6:30 where you are.
Well, I'm putting off homework for this.
There you go. College.
Well, no, we don't need to go. Was he leaving then?
No, I was actually just thinking it's time to start wrapping it up. But
Yeah,
since you're here, and I know you got a question for me or some
Oh
stuff.
no, we can do that another time.
No, it's fine.
Well,
Let's
we've
go.
got an hour. What?
It's
we got an hour.
No, I want to yell at you. I want to yell at you for like an hour.
Oh, you want to yell at me for like an hour? No, I don't got an hour.
I was unaware of this. Okay.
Yeah, maybe next week. Get in here earlier, and feel free.
Well, yeah. Well, I was. Did you see what was going on MLC like right now when you like?
No.
I don't know. Is it? Are you stream sniping a lot? Have you ever? Do you guys know about this Jake Thompson guy? Like
Jake Thompson.
No.
So like Shilly's show was streaming, and then MLC is doing a stream, and it's like this. And I've never seen. I mean, this guy looks crazy, and like, I don't know. But everyone else is like, oh yeah, that's Jake Thompson. But I don't know. If you ever, I guess.
Oh, that's that the guy you were talking about, right? Kinetic or whatever his name was.
The Kinetic is the guy that looks kind of like Conan O'Brien, but then after that, I don't know if it's still going on too. Kevin suddenly has like 2,000 people watching his stream, and he has this like insane guy that like walks around like in this weird angle and just like talks. But he's like, I feel like we should do a show, like a panel show with this guy. That's why I was asking. I mean, is he still going with that stream?
Let me see.
I'm looking right now. There it goes. I clicked the wrong thing. Oops. It's not giving me.
Oh no, he's not. I
don't
think he's live anymore unless he might have gone to members only.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because I thought I had it. I think I'm subscribed to MLC.
There's well,
but Shirley's still going, huh?
Yeah,
Shirley's still going, and I don't know if at some point in Shirley's show that guy's face was on there. If you scroll. But okay, yeah, then never mind.
But yeah, we were just talking some Dabbleverse, wrapping up with the news because the news has been terrible and boring.
Yeah, it is kind of boring, right? Are you inspired by anything that's going on, or
Trump's blue suit? It's really got me worked up. It's all I can talk about. It's all I can talk about.
Oh, because the blue suit Pope funeral.
Yeah.
It's a week. It is crazy to go from like crashing the economy and all kinds of shit to just like banality that quickly.
Yeah,
wasn't last week he was like tearing everything down, but now he's got a blue suit.
Yeah. He's also like moderating his tone and policy, so it's kind of like those are their American spirit Celadon lights.
There we go.
Yeah. What do you think? Did you vote for Donald Trump? Liquid Cryptid?
I did.
Oh my God. Okay.
I did this time. Yeah, I never voted for him before, but I did this time because I thought it'd be funny.
Oh, is that why you did it?
Yeah, because where I'm at is fairly liberal, so I thought it would be funny if he actually did get to be president. But yeah, no, I that was the first time I voted for him.
How much time do you have right now?
I could go another 5 minutes.
Okay. Well, you guys can carry on with what you're talking about, and I'll chime in.
As I said, we were just talking Dabbleverse.
Yeah, we had literally like all we had planned was we were talking about how the media is focusing on stupid shit. So the last 20 minutes we were just talking about Dabbleverse shit.
Did you see that drama with Richard? What's that guy's name? The Colonel or
Ojeda?
Yeah, what's his nickname?
Army Major.
Oh, Army Major.
Did you see the drama where Cenk Uygur debuted the new Rebellion pack? He's like, "This is our new pack, and this is this whole thing." And so he parades Ro Khanna, he announces that Ro Khanna, Richard Ojeda are all part of this Rebellion pack. But then, that podcast Vanguard?
Yeah.
So then the Vanguard, apparently the campaign manager for Richard Ojeda leaked to the Vanguard that they didn't approve of Cenk.
Yeah, because Ojeda's got his own pack. He's got the turn left pack.
Right. So that was funny that it was blending over to TYT world, but yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Liquid Cryptid, the Vanguard, it's like these two young, look like they're college age, look like they're in their 20s, but they're do the independent media thing, but they fucking hate Cenk, and so the Vanguard and TYT have been fighting, so I'm sure they were thrilled to get that little leak.
Oh, that was a good leak.
Hilarious.
I used to be annoyed by them, but I've come to they have like a self-awareness that makes it fun. They're just, I don't know, it's really funny. I'm sorry, I appreciate them covering the Anna meltdown and then anytime and the Cenk stuff.
Yeah, they cover other like progressive YouTubers more than they cover the politicians and everything themselves. Like they'll cover TYT, they'll cover Kyle Kalinske and all that stuff. So yeah,
they've like managed to like really have some odd pull, like because they've been doing this for a long time. So they used to kind of be like Jimmy Dore people, but then they turned on Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
And then but they'll have but Glenn Greenwald will go on to defend his honor whenever they critique him and like, it's like, what do y'all think about Matt? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What do y'all think about Matt? Yeah.
I used to be a fan. I am not a fan anymore.
What?
After those, Matt Taibbi, the reporter. Do you know him?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, so he's almost like one of those. What do I want to compare him to? Like a Glenn Greenwald type. Kind of like independent, but anti-establishment, but kind of progressive. But he kind of did the Jimmy Dore thing where he's like, I want to be so anti-establishment Democrat that now I'm kind of right wing almost.
Like he wants to kind of associate himself with like, the more Glenn Greenwald types or whatever. But he's interesting in that when his like liberal base started turning on him because he started like praising like that Matt Walsh and stuff like that. He's one of these guys that it can't handle the criticism. So he, unlike Glenn, who's just like steadfast and like a civil liberties, like he just has these principles. Matt seems to have folded to the criticism and now is doubling down and just shits on the left all the time.
He was I don't know if you remember the Twitter files. He was one of the
I should check.
two
Oh,
yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I say that sounds familiar, but I don't remember from where. Yeah, the Twitter files, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do for a living, Liquid Cryptid?
Things
Like what do you what
like stuff.
what kind of like what? Well, like office, manual
Office.
labor.
Computer things.
Oh, okay.
Computer things.
Yeah, he's very
You
good.
should just you should just stay on.
VR things.
You know what's funny? If you guys knew what company I worked for, you'd fucking laugh because you see this low production and it'd be hilarious. Like I work for a pretty famous big tech company. I'm just not in the big
Not at
tech
the-
part of the company. Yeah.
Is it in the NASDAQ? Do they have a
Stock? Oh yeah. They're publicly traded.
Yeah,
Are
same with my company.
Are you gonna tell me? I'll tell you where I work.
No,
Maybe
don't tell us.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I'm always afraid
I don't care.
because
Why?
like if it gets out, I don't want you to think, we leaked it. That's all.
And I also don't care
Yeah.
where any of you work.
I
or
get
live.
paranoid with that stuff.
I wasn't as curious about specifically where you worked. I was just curious like what field of work
Yeah,
you're.
alright.
I'm interested in exploring Liquid Cryptid, but he doesn't want it.
Oh.
No, I don't give out any kind of personal information.
Can you imagine if
Actually,
I
I worked
worked at
at Raytheon.
Raytheon? Holy
He installs the warheads.
they do have Raytheon up here. I will say that. Ugh.
So you're married and you have kids.
Which one? Me?
Cryptid.
Sure. Sometimes I'm even single, and sometimes I have 2 or 3 kids. Sometimes I only have 1.
You want to hear something funny? So
I at one time had 3 girlfriends.
after I had that doxing thing with John, I changed my info on my X account, and I forgot I did that. So when that Ava, there's a clip of me out now. It's kind of funny. I was mocking Elon, like doing the Sig Heil and saying go back to South Africa. So someone clipped it, so it looked like I was being racist or whatever. Someone commented on the video, and they're like, Nick, you're not welcome in my Seattle. Get the hell out. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And I forgot I put that I'm living in Seattle or whatever on my Twitter. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, dude, I don't really live there.
Who doesn't like you? You're very affable. Like I don't know. Who has a problem with you?
Trolls.
The legend.
Even if people don't agree, even if people don't agree with you on Elon or any of that, or Kumio, who you seem to be going after, it seems.
Yeah.
Trying.
I got to tell you something. I've tried to go on a stream with Kumia like 3 times on WATP and every time like they don't. That's the only time they just don't respond. And so I tried to super chat him to like see if I could like ease up on him.
I remember that.
Yeah, and he got mad 'cause he took it as a dox, but I don't think it was a dox. He says where he's from. It's not like I didn't say that.
Yeah.
He lives like literally where I went to elementary school and high school. It's funny.
Yeah, I remember that. Shuli was saying no, but Kumia was like, "Yeah, have Ava on. That's fine."
Yeah.
Kumia seemed to be into it, but Shuli not.
Kumia said that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that they replied to that exact super chat. You should try to find it.
The reply I
That's
saw
super
from
chat.
Kumia was that I saw his reply to the one where I talked about how we're both from the same place, and he just was mad about it being doxing and didn't acknowledge the thing I said about OP. But if he said that, yeah, he.
No,
did,
I remember him saying no. Yeah, if he'd be fine to have Ava on, but Shuli was not about it.
Interesting.
Are you talking about Carl or Kumia?
Kumia.
Oh,
Anthony Kumia. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Then I'm not going to say what I was about to say.
I think it was that exact one where you said, "Oh, you grew up in that where he lives."
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking about it wrong.
Written Asylum. I was just thinking if I send Kumia my Sig Heil video, maybe he'll finally talk to me.
Oh, I know he doesn't like my kind. Like when they did the Opie show, like he was just so violently racist towards people from where I'm from, and then now that have come out, yeah, that's what's so funny is I just keep complimenting him, like anywhere, but I'm sure it confuses him. But yeah, I haven't yet to get on the stream with him. But I think it'd be funny too. I am getting a little irritated with his posting behavior right now on Twitter.
Yeah, I remember
Oh,
he
it's funny.
responded to a
Is
couple
it
of my
funny?
tweets early
I
on.
find it funny.
I followed him like in the past few. Is it funny like when like the frequency to which he just really obsessively watches videos of black people and then posts like he does that a lot and it's like a
It's making him a
lot.
lot of money. It's making him a lot of money. That's exactly what he said. He's like, at first it was just funny, but now it's making him a lot of money. So he just keeps doing it.
The tweeting the black people misbehaving thing.
Yeah.
He actually he acknowledged that on an Uncle Rico once. One of the chatters was super chatted and was like, Kumi, you're so funny, but your Twitter sucks because it's just racist shit. And he's like, yeah, he's like, if I post some kind of joke, I may get this many people liking it.
It's not even really a joke. He's just like, these people are animals.
No, that's what he was saying.
When he posts a joke.
Yeah, he's like, if I post a joke, I don't make money off it. But if I post racist shit, all these people, I get all this engagement and I make this much money off of it.
Oh, if he's monetizing it, then that's great.
Yeah, he pretty much
absolutely.
admitted he's like monetizing off the because I get this point, like I'm open to like jokes, but that's just lazy. It's not really jokes. It's just
Oh no, jokes, racist jokes are great.
Right,
really, it just seemed like a lot, like because he's or maybe the algorithm. He's just when I go on Twitter, it is just like a million different, and it's like wow, that's a commitment to the yeah. But
It's probably the algorithm. Yeah, when I go on Twitter, well, the For You is all it's all super left progressive stuff.
Did you? Oh, really?
That's who I engage with.
Is that? Are you like a troll on Twitter?
No.
Are y'all following the beef with Cardiff and Shuley?
Yeah, we were
talking about that for a minute.
Trying to figure out if it's real or not. So I said I didn't think it was real at first. I thought it was a work, but now I'm starting to think it might be real. So
I think it's real because something I didn't realize was going on until I started going on these shows is that I think these people really do get mad when you go on someone else's show or like all that kind of stuff. And I do think like for them, like the argument that Cardiff made, where he was just like, I had this exclusive clip and I know it was before DabbleCon and did all that. And I do think they actually really they get mad about that kind of stuff. I think it's real. I don't know. I haven't seen Shuley really comment on it, but I know.
I don't know. It's bitch ass behavior, but Cardiff has done this before.
Has he done like a work?
Yeah, I think there was. I forgot. There was like a couple of years ago where he was being bitchy. I think at Rocco or something. This is before we did this Rocco. I think he was being like bitchy. I think it was, or it was a Carl. He was being bitchy at somebody for a similar reason, where like he did something and he wasn't credited or whatever. It kind of.
Do these guys like make a living with the? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, Cardiff and Rocco have jobs. This is just their hobby.
Have we ever seen what Cardiff looks like?
Yes.
Where can I see that? Can you show me?
Probably not right now. Yeah, if you can look.
I need you to do everything right now.
Yeah, I know. You could go. You can find pictures of him from like DabbleCon and stuff like that, where he'll like. There was a one like the last DabbleCon. I think it was DabbleCon. He wore like one of those just a sheer mask. That's supposed to be the kind that where you can change what your face looks like, sort of thing. But it was a potato. And his was so big that it was like stretched so thin, that you could literally just see his face.
Is he like is he fat?
Yes,
he's
okay.
Yeah, he's
I just wanted to know if he was.
Yeah,
he's just like,
but he's also like giant. He's also like
he's
what,
huge.
6'7" or something like that. He's like,
shit. Yeah.
Nick, will you email me that picture? I want to see.
Sure. Yeah. Like you can't see his face perfectly, but you see enough. Like it's so tight, you can see like his nose all stretching out. Yeah. So I know what he's saying.
Yeah, you could definitely see his face. So then, and he looks like exactly what you think.
Yeah, he sounds like what I think he looked. Right? Like it's just like there's that. Yeah. Did you see the ChillerCon stuff?
Not yet. I've seen a little bit of it. I need to catch up. One of the things I need to do is catch up on TSN and all this ChillerCon stuff and the other thing.
They're really good at making a lot like the exclusive. It was just like there was like 2 photographs of him, I think, and then But that I don't know. That was great how far they pulled that. You saw
Yeah.
that, Nick, where it's like
Yeah, and there was like a 2-minute interview with some lady, and
Oh yeah, I saw
yeah.
that. Yeah, where he's like banging on the wire or whatever because they got
Yeah,
like
rips the
they got
earpiece
like
out.
the
Yeah,
earbuds between them
yeah,
for some reason,
yeah.
and then like she's like dressed in a way that she shouldn't be dressing.
yeah. And then there's like this like wrestler.
Yeah, the pedophile wrestler
Yeah.
guy.
Kevin was just directly calling Shuli a pedophile in his broadcast earlier, which I didn't know you could just say that.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can go to jail for that, but yeah, you can just say that.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea.
I tried to super chat in to get him to send me the
Written
link.
Asylum 2 has a job.
Yes, I see that.
We need
We're
to get
proud of
super
you,
tips.
Written Asylum.
Yeah, we need to get the super tip so we can have what's his name say, I too have a job.
Well, there's so much I wanted to say to you, but I feel like I'm keeping you or being annoying. So another night we'll yell at each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should just pick
100%.
pick a topic and then decide that we're just gonna yell at each other about it.
Okay.
I'll just
I mean,
stand in the middle.
that's generally what we do, but you know, I'm a fairly reasonable person, so I don't really
I don't know. You said you like Ted Cruz.
don't care. Yeah, Ted Cruz is awesome.
That one surprised me. I've told you, like, I didn't expect that one. To me, Ted Cruz he's like Mitch McConnell, and I don't think you like Mitch McConnell, right?
No.
I could
Yeah.
make an argument for Mitch McConnell, but I can't believe that you like Ted Cruz. Like Mitch McConnell, you could say is a power broker that like knows how to utilize power to achieve the goals that he wants to. Ted Cruz is like just the most revolting human being. I think I used to think it was that quote that Lindsey Graham had. I think was pretty apt. Where he's just like, if Ted Cruz died in the Senate, nobody would investigate it or some shit like that. But you know, we'll talk about that another night then.
No, he's a great no, Ted
He's a great
Cruz
what? He's a great what? What is he great at?
He's great at debate. He's a great debater, and
No,
he's
he's
great
not.
at
He's
speaking.
such a
Yes, he is.
He's the most disingenuous debate. Dude, come on. Like,
He was
honestly,
literally the head of his debate club at was it Yale that he go to? I think. I
what
forget.
does that say when someone's the head? That means I know how to argue.
It means he's
any
great at
side.
debate. Yeah.
But you're saying it doesn't matter that there's no principle behind it?
Sorry to hear that, Written Asylum.
Yeah, I
Ted
think you
Cruz
said that
doesn't
last
step
time
down.
too.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's just like he's just such a hack debater. It's like beyond
Okay.
the things he's defending. Like Ben Shapiro essentially makes the exact same arguments as Ted Cruz, or like has the same views, but like he at least has enough respect for whoever he's debating, and he's bad.
Okay, other than being sleazeball, what else do you not like about Ted Cruz?
Well, I think he has no integrity. I think he's a slob. He's a bat. He's a horrible like figure as a man. Like he just literally like just getting cucked like that over and over. Like he seems like a shame piggy. Like he is a cuck. Like there's something about him when you think that he actually likes to be embarrassed. You look at him and you just think about like the organs trying to digest whatever he eats and how gross it. He's just such a disgusting person. And
So
I don't think
you have no argument. That's what you're saying.
well those are my if you want to talk about policy, we can talk about policy.
Sure.
But well, okay, so he made his mark by being a Tea Party person. He was part of a very successful wave of people trying to overthrow the Republican establishment. He is now an establishment hack that literally is the embodiment of the establishment. He has no principles. He just wants to profit off of like it. The budgets he votes on. He was part of the Tea Party revolution.
Those people were.
He's a green.
I'm not with the Tea Party. That was cringe.
I'm not either, but like at least like shit. Who's the libertarian? The one libertarian left.
Paul.
Yeah.
Not Paul. I think in the House.
Oh, in the House.
He's the guy that is the one person that always votes.
No, I just like the libertarians because they have great primaries.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, do you not think that him pretending to have these like libertarian principles and then just becoming an establishment like rubber stamp is a reflection of no integrity?
What has he been rubber stamping?
Our wars?
Has he?
Every budget that isn't balanced, our deficit, our debt,
Has he, as a senator, he's been doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Like the closest to anyone that falls through on those principles is Rand Paul, and even he kind of bends. But Ted Cruz is like, they're not worried about Ted Cruz. Like Mitch McConnell is not worried about Ted Cruz. He's worried about like someone like Rand Paul. And libertarians are disgusting, by the way.
Mitch
But
McConnell's worried about Father Time. Anyway, yeah, it's 7. I want to call it.
7.
Yeah, your
7.
time.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, it's 10 where I am.
Oh, you going to bed too, Nick?
No, I can hang for a little bit.
I will talk about liquid crypto.
I need to get,
behind his
yes,
back.
we should. Yeah, show up earlier. You're in Pacific time.
So this one was partly my time. I didn't send her the link until like halfway through the show. I was like, oh yeah. So
be careful. Be careful calling me her in front of liquid crypto. You want to trigger him.
That's true. I'm very upset.
I'm very nervous.
tell.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm someone that even my wife will be like, "Come on, guy." So I'm so afraid I'm just gonna do that and think that I'm
misgender?
Yeah, I misgender my own wife.
Is your own wife trans?
No, I think it's a Boston thing. I'm like, "Come on, guy, what are you doing?" I'd say that literally to my wife, to my niece. So I'm so afraid I'm gonna say that like during the stream. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, like that is a weird area, and so everyone, like when I first came out, like they were worried about those. I was like, stop.
Yeah,
yeah. You can say I don't know. You can tell when someone's trying to be an asshole.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Like suddenly there's a bunch of reasons
like, hey,
to gender
guys.
something. Yeah.
The guy is saying, "Hey guys, that's not gender. That's you people." Or dude.
Yeah.
I always love the dude one. It's like, man, I literally like stubbed my toe the other day and yelled at my dressers, dude.
Yeah, right. Shit.
Inanimate objects, dude.
Did you throw things?
No.
Do you throw things?
No.
How do you express your anger in your marriage?
I don't.
I love you. I love you.
What I love about this is because you're the right winger. She wants to know everything about you. I don't get asked any of these questions, thankfully. I just get.
I know, right? Well, we already know. That's all out there already. You could ask the legend all about it.
You need to be here, but yes, I guess I keep asking if things.
The legend and I actually made up, believe it or not.
Who?
So.
Oh yeah. I believe he said he got with you or whatever. Like he left the internet and left on a well, I'm not going to bother you anymore. But I mean, really, he's just left the internet.
Right. That was the craziest thing trying to explain that to friends. I'm like, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but the former announcer of the Tonight Show and a former Major League Baseball player are doxing me right now. It's like it was the fucking craziest thing.
Who's the legend?
He went by the legend. He used to donate to MLC and John. Like he used to play baseball.
Is this we might have talked did we talk about this last time and I guessed it was Lenny Dykstra and I was wrong?
Yes. Thank you, Asylum. I appreciate it.
Ken Griffey Jr. is my favorite baseball player.
It's not Ken Griffey Jr. It's a guy that you
wouldn't it be funny if it was
never heard of.
Do you want to know what's funny though? What's so funny? I shouldn't even say this, but this guy he played against Ken Griffey Jr. in high school, and actually credits
from Ohio.
Yes, and he actually credits Ken Griffey Jr. for him being the second pick in the draft because he said he only got noticed because everyone was coming to look at Ken Griffey Jr. like the year before. So, pretty interesting. Yeah.
Did he have any issues with Coach Senior, Ken Griffey Sr.?
I don't know. Do not know. All right, Mr. Cryptid.
I wonder how Cryptid feels about that.
We'll let you go, sir.
I don't give a shit about baseball.
What do you give a shit
I love
about?
baseball.
Do you watch wrestling?
No.
Do you watch UFC?
That's a Dabbleverse.
No.
Thing.
I don't really watch any sports.
Do you watch Seinfeld?
No. I don't like Seinfeld. I think it's boring.
How do you think Seinfeld is boring? What's that about?
I probably just watched it too much.
Oh, so you did watch Seinfeld?
Oh, at one point, yeah. I mean, this is the 90s. What do you want?
Do you watch Black Mirror?
Oh, yeah. I love Black Mirror.
Have you seen the new season?
Yes, I've even played the game. I even played the mobile game.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm going to finally watch it tonight.
They made a mobile game out of the Thronglets. Oh, you haven't watched it yet?
I don't know what
Not the
Black
new
Mirror is.
season.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, you
That-
don't know what Black Mirror is?
No clue.
You don't know what
Oh.
Black? What the fuck is your problem, douchebag?
Written Asylum. What
That-
the fuck is Black Mirror? Let me know.
Dude, the
Jesus.
episode San Junipero is one of the greatest masterpieces in anything. You haven't? How have you not? Black Mirror's like on Netflix. It's one of the only shows I've ever even seen, and it's like a technology.
Yeah, it's
how
like
do you like? You explain it. You're smart.
Yeah, it's like it's basically the dangers of technology sort of thing. Like it's all like near future or possible alternate histories of different technologies and where they could go or what can possibly go wrong or right, depending on how you want to look at it. And then the negative impact. Black Mirror is literally a screen. Your phone is a black mirror. Is
Gotcha.
basically what the name is about.
You should watch it. It's amazing.
It is. They get real crazy with some shit. In fact, the very first episode is
The
fairly
pig
well-
one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. You can explain it.
Oh, they blackmail a politician into fucking a pig on live TV.
Jesus.
But each episode, like you never know. Some are like an hour and a half long. Like some of them are just films almost. But there's a lot of really good episodes of it.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they just did
the one with the robot dogs is one of my
Yes.
favorite.
That haunts me still. Do you so having watched the new season, like I've almost like
That was
procrastinated because it like means so much that like I had
There's only like 6 episodes, I think, this season, right?
Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. There's a couple
Oh, he watches it.
it's not as fantastic as the previous seasons, but I don't know. I liked it. I liked them all.
The way that I've tried to like my friends that don't follow politics but have seen that show when like I rant about Elon Musk, I bring up that I believe they've done a new episode this season of the space thing where it's like almost like Star Trek. The
USS Callister,
the guy, the main guy. I always try to explain that Elon Musk is that. That's Elon Musk is like someone that would do that. Like Liquid Cryptid doesn't like it like that. You
No, I can see
you
that.
never cooperate.
No, why would I?
Lately, you've been really you've been lashing out.
Oh yeah, lashing out.
Okay. All right. If it were 10 p.m. where I am, I would be cranky too. So
Well, it's not 10 p.m. either. I'm somewhere in the middle.
what
Or
state?
either.
What state?
I
does you live?
might not even be in the country. Who knows?
Oh, we're doing that.
I'll tell you this, Ava. I don't know. I do a show with this guy. I don't know. I know
You
the
look-
bare minimum.
Wisconsin,
I don't know his name. Don't know where he works.
Minnesota.
That'd be hilarious. Probably.
Yeah, I do a lot of coke with Ricada.
How tall are you?
You from Ohio?
Yes, I have some height. I'm about 4'10".
You like eating pussy?
Yeah, it's right there.
Black and white.
Yeah, I have. This is Lulu,
Nice.
and then there's a black cat.
Yeah, we've seen the black cat
Dude, the black cat
almost-
really knocks over everything.
almost knock over your camera. Yeah.
I like to, yeah, I have a whole foolproof thing after that. Last time out. Yeah. But yeah, one black and white cat. But Lulu's special. She's a mess.
She is. I was gonna say, how old is she?
She's
Two.
Two.
they were gonna put her down, and I didn't know anything about Persian cats or anything. And then, but someone posted a picture saying that this breeder is putting this cat down, and then I just went and got her because the picture of her was she looks like a Muppet, and then she's triumphed, but she needs a lot of
Yeah,
like,
she
I have to
looks like
I have to clean her
she's-
boogers constantly.
Yeah, she looks like she's closer to almost dead than two. She looks very old.
So she's a baby, but I figured you would like her more because she was the white one.
Yeah, yeah. Don't trust the black one. It probably has a gun.
Oh.
Do you have black friends?
Yeah, I sometimes even let them come over.
Is your wife home when you let them come over?
Absolutely not. No, they're not allowed to be alone in the house at all.
What's your favorite episode of Howard TV?
Never watched Stern or Howard TV.
Oh wow.
Who are you? What do you like?
Things.
How are you
Sometimes
how did you get in? Wait, so you guys aren't friends in real life. You don't even know
No.
where this cocksucker lives. How did
No.
you get into this whole thing?
Me?
Yeah, like how are you like this is a very involved Dabbleverse like premise.
Yeah,
This show is like in the weeds.
Yeah, I was a fan of
the show. Huh?
I was a fan of WATP, and then they started covering John, and then I started, following along, and then the Dabbleverse erupted, and I was like, man, I need more John, and so I just
How about that, Nick?
got
That's
into it.
interesting. So like you were just into ATP when it was like a radio only show or like a audio
Yeah, when
only?
it's just a podcast. Yeah,
Wow.
when it's just a podcast.
I finally got caught up on those. I would fall asleep to the people that made those compilations where it's like
Yeah, I've been
WATP.
going through. Yeah, I've been going through the Stuttering Sex Pest compilations.
And I've heard all these Opie ones too, and that's a real sad story.
I believe
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, I am in Homeland Security.
you are.
I'm going to need to see your papers.
Believe it or not, I found the Dabbleverse through WATP too. I was a Stern fan, but I didn't know John was doing this shit until I think I saw the I think because I watched politics, I saw when John went to Washington when WATP did that fucking whole thing.
That was
It was
such
hilarious.
That was
such
great.
an embarrassment.
Yeah.
That
And
was
Shuli was on it
fantastic.
and Kumia, so I was like, holy shit, let me check this out. And it just went from there. But yeah.
I found out about it
Now I'm sideways.
Yeah. Yes, that's so funny. Oh,
You didn't even know that Congress wasn't even in
Congress
session.
was closed. Couldn't
the
get a
shit about like the
cameraman.
Craigslist.
It's like they literally have it on the website
Oh.
when they're not in session.
I've gone to Washington to interview people that are in Congress, and you can with no money, like,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
can coordinate.
It was so
Yeah, all you
bad.
need is a fucking cell phone.
Yep.
The whatever video,
Nudes
It-
Max. Remember that?
whatever that Nudes Max.
That's
John
what he
said he was.
dude.
Yeah, he said he was
He's
from
from Nudes Max.
Nudes Max.
That's funny.
Hoping they'd think he said Newsmax and would talk to him, whatever. Yeah.
Or that prank call he did with Trump. That was
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like he
it's-
does it.
yeah,
It's
it's
because
so
John
bad.
doesn't understand, where things are these days.
It really is stunning because there's that episode of like on the E show when he's trying to prank Grillo, and like Howard is just like, the reason that this failed is because you didn't prepare, and like this is an amazing premise. Oh, Liquid Cryptid hasn't seen the show, but it is so funny because like that lesson, I remember it made me get better at the videos I would make when I would do shit like that, and I just learned that from him yelling at John, and then John still went to Washington. At this
John
point,
has
in his
never
life.
learned anything. Like, yeah, I've been listening to the Blunder Years and stuff. They've been going through a lot of old, Stern with on John on Stern show, and various other things. Like I have gone back to listen to stuff, and yeah, no, John has not learned anything. Like I still to this day remember when Howard was chewing him out over making his friends over the phone lines, getting
Yeah.
stuff from him, and Stern saying, "No, stop that! Don't do that. That they're not your friends. They're trying." I still believe to this day John does not understand what that was about.
No, are you talking about
to this? Yeah, where Howard was like, "No more making friends."
the one where the one that's happened a couple times, but the one where John quits and then he doesn't really quit at the end of it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to that literally this morning when I was making breakfast.
and I swear to God, to this day, I bet John just thinks that Howard just didn't want him to make money.
Right.
Yeah,
Like he had
He's
no
like,
idea
that was
what
my
that
friend.
about. Like it wasn't your friend, motherfucker. He knows that hey, if he gives you some stock tips and takes you out to the ballpark, that's you might say, Howard might say, hey, Howard might say, start talking about that, and then you say, oh, hey, I got this guy.
Whatever happened to Dan the Song Parody Man?
Well, I don't know if you even who that is.
I'll say it. So we're gonna do an hour extension tonight. You're hanging.
No, I gotta go.
Is this what? Are you wearing a black T-shirt with black glasses?
Actually, no, I'm wearing a blue T-shirt. It says it's not rocket surgery.
Blue, like Trump's
And I'm-
fucking tuxedo.
Yeah,
Fucking Christ.
Who did you vote for?
that's why I'm all about the blue suit. That's the
Who did-
only thing that matters anymore.
In the
And
20,
I'm wearing a VR headset, not glasses. But my glasses do kind of look like this.
are you a VR person?
I like VR. Yeah.
Do you both play video games?
I don't.
Yes, I play. I do. Yes.
What? Oh, when I got I didn't play any games that, like after Super Nintendo, until I got breasts and I had to be down for the count for 3 months. So I bought a PS4 and then got very into GTA 5. Do you ever play that
Wow.
game?
Oh yeah.
I just finally got a PS5, but the only game I really like, the only game I play is GTA 5. But I'm playing that online right now.
It
that
looks so
game's
much
out.
better on the PS5.
I know, I was convinced, and yeah, I was the only time I was like, okay, I'll get the right. I learned about
Yeah,
DMI
I still
cables
haven't
and
got
all
it.
that.
Yeah, I still haven't got a PS5. I'm still rocking the PS4, which I haven't actually turned on in like almost a year now.
Why? Why? Because you're too busy doing what?
I play games on PC.
Oh, you're like a PC gamer, so you're probably.
I'd play anything, dude. I got, Xbox, PlayStation, PCs.
Did you get a lot of
Game.
pussy in high school?
Jesus.
No.
I think I still got a PS2 in the fucking basement. We can dig it out.
Oh, you got. I never had a PS2.
No, yeah.
No, you could probably get some money out of that,
That's the last one I had was the PS2. Yeah. And we got my son's all into they got into all the Nintendo shit, so we got every fucking Wii U, the fucking all
Oh.
that shit. But yeah.
Well, all the like a bunch of my friends have always wanted me to play video games, and then I never did. And then when I got that, they would recommend these other games, and I'd try to play them. It's like really only GTA 5. Like I think GTA 5 is like the greatest.
I want to answer Asylum. No, I do not
Yeah.
play Tarkov.
Tarkov.
I
How long
played
have you-
Tarkov.
How long have you
But
been
I-
married?
God damn. All these video
Yes.
game talk now. I'm out of the loop. I'll just step
That's
back.
the extent of anything I have to say about video games. So.
Ghost of Tabor is what I like to play. That's a VR game that's like Tarkov.
Who
In
did
fact,
you-
it's basically Tarkov VR.
Who did you vote for in 2024 for the Senate?
Trying to find out what state he lives
Yeah.
in. Very good. Very
Ted
good.
Cruz.
Ted Cruz. Do you realize that you don't like Ted Cruz?
I honestly don't really give a shit. It just pisses you off.
I don't understand what he gives a shit about. I feel like every time we like probe him on anything, the guy doesn't seem to care about anything except his
No.
PC gaming.
I don't even. I mean, that's cool.
Did you see that tweet from Elon Musk who's like, I like video games, but I don't like GTA because I don't like promoting violence. Did you like that?
But he plays Diablo.
Yeah, didn't he get caught? Like, doesn't
Oh,
someone
yeah.
fake play for him or something?
Oh yeah, obviously, man.
yeah.
Everybody thought that was big news, and I'm just like, really, really? You think this guy who's like everywhere all at once also has time to sit and make a maxed out character in Diablo and Path of Exile? Really?
But I do think it was worth everyone letting everyone know, because that really to me is a test. Like, if you to anyone that's not in the weeds, like to explain to them that this man needs everyone to think that he's good at video games, therefore he secretly has, that really shows why he should not be near the levers of government, right?
And many other
Or he
reasons,
just
yeah.
uses his time wisely.
Oh God.
But to be honest, I couldn't do that, mostly because in those kind of games, I like to know what the rotations and everything are. Like, I can't just step into a game that's with a fully built character. I don't know what I like about it.
I watched him, that last thing that happened a few weeks ago where they said he cried, but he was just getting like trolled on his like live chat when he was in an airplane. Did you all see that?
Yeah.
No.
It's amazing because the people are like, you have no friends and you're going to die alone. And like eventually he turned it off because like they're just flooding it with like some good deep cuts. But whatever games those are kryptonite to my brain. I'd have no, I don't know. It's like when Destiny.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you
I don't
feel
like.
about that?
I actually don't like Destiny too much.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Destiny the guy, not Destiny the game.
I'm talking the guy. I don't know what.
Okay.
The guy. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never
the
beat
guy.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like him?
Destiny? No.
Are you like
We all agree.
pro Israel, like anti?
No.
What are you again?
I'm pro Israel should not be there, but neither should the Palestinians, and just nuke the whole fucking area.
Fair enough.
Or just pull out all the money and just let them sort it out, which is basically nuke the whole area.
Do you believe that 9/11 was an inside job?
No,
Do you believe the Boston bombing was an inside?
I don't know much about it. Nick knows more about it than I do.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
I don't care.
Dude, I used to be all into that because remember like that era of being online on YouTube, like the conspiracy about the Boston bombing. Yeah.
What was the conspiracy about the Boston bombing? I mean, they got the guys on video, right? And weren't they arrested?
I think it's the FBI.
Yeah, one was killed, the other was arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, it's their relationship to the FBI, which is always kind of weird. But then the FBI's behavior when they went and assassinated a couple of people in Florida that were associated with that, like in an odd way, made people question it. And then I guess a lot of people just looked at the younger brother and didn't feel he was. I'm not defending it now, but I'm explaining it like
Yeah, Nick just did a whole show on it.
Yeah, so I actually did a show on it last week because it was the anniversary of it.
out of respect for you, I didn't jump in on that because I would have ended up getting drunk and then like bringing up the conspiracy.
It would have been fun. Do you my friend do you remember, God, he used to go by High Register Sean? Did you watch
No.
He was
Shawnee.
on Howard Stern towards the end, yeah. But so he went by Shawnee. He used to have a show on TSN, and it was all
The
about
Shawnee Zone.
Shawnee Zone. He believes every fucking conspiracy theory. He believes
It was a fun show to watch.
It was, yeah. When I lived in the same town as him for a little bit when I was a kid, so it was cool.
I used to live in Brighton, which is right by Watertown, and that during that time, remember that footage of like residents that were posting on YouTube of what was happening in Watertown?
The shootout, yeah.
Of the shootout, but also like the way that they were shooting at people that were in the neighborhood if they went outside and all that. I just went full. It was so easy to get into that conspiracy shit in that era of YouTube.
Oh, I love conspiracies. I don't believe
too.
any of them, but I love watching conspiracies, learning about conspiracies.
Did you believe?
One of my favorite things.
Did you see that dipshit senator from your home state of Wisconsin, Cryptid? That
Which one?
He's that guy that
You're really narrowing it down.
From Wisconsin. Who are this?
Yeah.
It was hold on. Okay, yeah, he fucking
Oh, is that the guy that says Guam is gonna fall over or something like that because of too many people?
Ron Johnson came out of nowhere talking about Building 7 3 days ago. It's like it was in Politico and the New York Times and everything. He was just like, he's like, there's a lot of questions about Building 7. It was like, whoa. But that was funny.
Yeah, that whole thing is just like whatever.
What does that mean?
I mean, we didn't go after Saudi Arabia, so and those are the ones that did it. So,
Yep.
Do you believe that Building 7 collapsed?
No idea. I do not know anything.
That is the
about
right
structure.
answer. Same here. That was, you know what? Maybe you're not so bad. Look,
Oh, thank you. Your approval
everyone
is
has this like
all I
extreme-
need. Now that I have your
That's
approval,
what you're looking for.
I think it's now I can go. That's all I've been looking for.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
But yeah. I'm
during
going
the
to go
week.
ahead and head on
Do you-
out. It's
Do you think you'll ever evolve on your violent views against trans people?
Violent view.
no,
Oh,
absolutely not.
okay, good.
Because I don't have any violent views against trans people. So I'm going to say there will be no evolution as there's nowhere to evolve to.
That's not what Nick told me in my DMs.
I got
I'm
my
just kidding, I'm
No,
just
I
kidding, I'm just
have
kidding.
Actually, I have to go now.
Okay, it's
My
lovely to
headset
talk to
is
you.
just about to die.
All right, man.
That's
So
a
I
good
actually
one.
have to go now. Like, this is a hard limit. This is all about to go away.
I love you. It was good talking to you.
Oh, great talking to you too. I mean, I need to come on earlier so we can talk longer.
I'm gonna
You know,
calibrate that. I'm gonna figure out when you'll. Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern. So what is that?
5 o'clock her time.
Yeah, 5 o'clock
Yeah.
your time.
I'm gonna try to. Yeah. All right.
All right.
But maybe before then. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or we
figure
can
it
well,
out.
I can't
out
get
or
this guy to
whatever.
take a position on anything, so I don't know what to like ask him to debate about this cocksucker. But okay, yeah,
I
but
have
it was good
positions
talking.
on. No, I hate everything.
Oh, you're a
I think
nihilist?
I think all politics are scumbags.
There we go.
All politics is terrible.
Who do you respect and admire?
Donald Trump.
He's good. All right.
Anyway, we'll see you. Yeah, it's
Yep,
now
yep.
it's warning now.
Yeah.
Later, buddy.
It's
All right,
you gotta plug this thing in now. So I gotta go. Anyway,
Yeah,
great talking to
this
you.
PC expert doesn't know how to keep the thing from running out of batteries.
Oh, I can plug it in.
You could, so then be honest for once and just say, you know what? I'm not plugging this shit back in.
I'm not plugging this shit in. I want to go.
There you go.
Bye, pal.
Bye-bye.
I'll take you off.
Does he hate me or
No, absolutely not. No. I didn't even tell him you wanted to yell at him.
Huh? Okay, good.
I said she wanted to discuss something with you.
I would explore.
I don't know what it is, but yeah, I just said she
He
wanted to
put-
discuss something with you.
He planted a couple of little seeds in our last conversation where it's like, I want to explore this person. And I feel like there's a lot there that
Yeah, I said something like either she remembered something from last time or watched something, but I think there's something she wants to address.
You know what like
from,
bothered
last
me?
time.
You know what bothered me, but I like was like, don't be mad about that. Don't is that like I had asked you all about the strategy of talking about trans sports,
Yeah.
and he just kind of answered that by just telling me that most Americans are disgusted by looking at trans people. And I
Yeah,
wanted to
and-
just yell at him for that. Because I wanted to say, well, people are disgusted at looking at all kinds of people. So like why vote on
Yeah.
that? Like who's there's people, people are disgusted by black, everyone.
So the way I've used this analogy, and this may be a bad analogy if it's insult, but it's like it doesn't matter. Like I think 90-year-old people having sex is disgusting, but they have every fucking right to do it. I don't care what the hell they do. You know what I
I
mean?
know, and so I
So-
didn't want to hop on him
yeah.
on. Yeah, exactly.
So that's all I mean. Like you can find it disgusting. It doesn't mean
Yeah. And you could tell he's very excited to say that because he kind of didn't even hear my actual question. So he just wanted to let me know that people are disgusted. It's kind of like, but I think he's great.
He's a nice guy. We actually, like I said, I don't. So what happened is I used to try and get on. I may have said this last time. If I did, I'm sorry, but I used to try and get on John's political show because I hated how Richard Ojeda and fucking Karam, how they were. Like, because I'm like liberal, so I was like, dude, this isn't how like real lefties are.
No.
And I was close to getting on, but John always thought I was a Trump supporter the whole fucking time because I would like criticize an economic issue of Joe Biden or something. So he just assumed I like Trump.
His
And-
brain can't compute like
Yeah,
left populism.
Everyone that watched knew I wasn't. So look what Cryptid would every time John did it, he would tweet me a fucking laughing face because like he knew I wasn't, So we just kind of met each other that way, and we would talk here and there on Twitter just about fucking politics. But when I wanted to start this show, like he reached out, so I was like, yeah, because I wanted somebody on the other side. I didn't just want two lefties talking, agreeing at everything.
That's why when you first wrote me, like I just had this is just in the back of my mind because I don't have access. I want to talk to people like him because in Portland there's no one to talk to like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. But he won't. I'll get it out of him. I'll get it out of him.
Yeah, I don't even ask him. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I don't.
You're polite. You're very
Yeah.
polite.
Like he also knows what I went through, so I don't blame him for. And people have been through a lot worse than me. I was only kind of like partially doxxed. It wasn't like
Yeah.
full. John was doing his little thing where he was dropping hints, like he's saying something, and all of a sudden he says the name of the business my wife works for.
Yeah.
And you gotta have to kind of like pick up on it type of thing. But yeah, I was like, Jesus, dude.
I'm braced for impact for him. He's
Yeah,
just not dealing with you, and that's fine. But yeah.
right.
But yeah.
It-
Do you need to go to bed too, or are you hanging?
No, I can talk a little bit. I actually wanted to, if anything, talk to about Nancy Mace. That fucking
Oh,
cunt.
that fucking cunt slob mother fucking.
I hate her so
I'm
much. And then
so
I noticed yesterday that you were tweeting at her. I was like, oh, good. I fucking hate that fucking bitch.
I've expanded my previously Twitter was just me like shitting on anytime Cenk would say something I would insult him.
Yeah.
But I've expanded it to Nancy Mace. I I just well I mean like we have to do that like right like it's like because the way that she talked to that that I don't even know if he's gay but she just decided he was
Yeah,
gay
the guy in the store. Yeah.
or like
She
just trans people like
yeah.
she just is blatantly like you have to we all get so desensitized but it's just like no like fuck you
Yeah.
and I'm from South Carolina and I know where her district and it's just like there's something so revolting. I mean that's clear she clearly has like borderline this is what borderline personality disorder looks like. This is what I studied in school. Like Nancy Mace is a walking borderline, but it is interesting that in her public life she had made these like very specific like defenses of trans people and all that she just switched on a dime to get
Yeah.
attention. I mean I don't know what happened. She just like really went bonkers when she started doing that Scarlet Letter shit and all that.
She's fucking nuts. Like, so the first video, like that guy who she says in the Daisy Duke, so she says is gay or whatever.
Who owned
She's
her?
yeah. All he was asking is like, when are you doing a town hall? He was polite. He wasn't anywhere near her. And she's like, get away from me. It's like, dude, she's not near you. And just answer his fucking question. And it's
Her-
like clearly she wanted to whip her phone out and make a big thing about this fucking like she's in some kind of danger or something. And then
that's why I think it's like worth like locking in on her. It's like she's just doing this thing. She's just trying to get attention by like just being violently homophobic or just saying
yeah,
like the people that in her district are like the most of the more sophisticated South Carolinians, and the way that she initially got that seat was not by behaving this way. I really do think that someone like her needs to, and no one knows how to deal with the media. I don't think they are. I don't know how to deal. If I were in the media, I wouldn't know how to handle any of this either. So whatever, but sh I don't know. Like she's horrible. Like she's like there's something like Marjorie Taylor Greene is like actually very indicative of where she's from, which is also near where I'm from. And Lauren Boebert is like that, you know, like she had that restaurant Sliders and
yes,
they had
yeah,
those pork sliders and they contaminated everyone and they got sick and there's lawsuits. She just looks like chlamydia. Like Lauren Boebert is like chlamydia. But like MTG's like a spoiled Southern racist, like it's real. I appreciate
yeah,
it when it's like you know when this, if you're like real, if you're
right,
like
right,
really a racist. Like I've had so many conversations with like people that are like in the Klan or like marching against the Confederate flag, and I like them because they just are real. I don't
yeah.
like
I know what you're
obviously.
saying. You respect
Yeah,
it a little more when it's not this phony fucking thing. Yeah.
when that the Confederate flag was being finally taken down in South Carolina, which oddly was Nikki Haley's biggest accomplishment that she had to sweep under the rug and embarrass herself about. But like I got to they let the media wouldn't cover the Klansmen and the anti and the pro Confederate Crusaders. They were and I lived there so I saw them. They're all always going there. So I was just like, can I hang out with you guys? And then so they would text me and to let me know when they would go yell at black people. Like they would just drive and yelling at black people or like going and protesting the flag stuff. And we all like hung out and like drank beer and like we talked about Metallica and all that. But like they were right. They must not like me on some level, but yeah. But I liked them. They're real people. The point of that being is that Nancy Mace is not even authentically whatever. She's
Right.
just a nasty, ugly. She's a gross, like physical figure, and that's why I keep posting that pile of shit, puppet thing, shit, which I found in one of the Dabblers Anonymous things. That's where I saw that picture. And I was like, oh, but yeah, she
Yeah,
sucks.
it just happened. Like I saw something. I mean, I've been reading all the shit she's posting, and I went to go comment on one of the things, and I saw like, oh, there's Ava right there underneath saying
Yeah,
something too. I was like, fucking sweet.
if I
Yeah, I
might,
think
yeah. Go
she just she just this is like her thing. Like, oh, my trans thing, women in danger. That's her whole fucking thing. I remember earlier this year, she would have like a fake fucking cast or bandage on her wrist or hand because somebody shook her hand too hard and she like whatever the fuck it was. She's just fucking nuts.
And the rape allegations, like
yeah, that shit. And then even that second video she put up of the I think it was the trans constituent, and
yeah, she's like, 'cause somebody's got a deep voice.
Yeah, and she's like, my security thought she was gonna hit me with that plant. I'm like, what are you talking about? The lady picked up her shit and left, and the plant was hers. Yeah,
this is borderline. This is how like that is, but like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird because like I feel like if she was like mentally stable, like the lane that she won her seat on is a good lane to kind of have in the background where it's like, hey, I'm a Charleston, Republican, but I'm not too crazy. But like she really saw like, remember when she did the Scarlet Letter thing?
yes,
That was like she clearly saw that MTG and Lauren Boebert were getting all this attention, and it just like activated this thing in her, and it's like, wow, because it's almost self-destructive because she could probably run if she just didn't do this turn, like, but she's just nasty, so it's like, let's be nasty back.
Yeah, it's the shit politics does to people. Like, I don't know. Earlier, I know it's a way different level thing, but I used to like Elizabeth Warren, and not that she's nasty, but she actually used to do good things economically, but now she just became just the standard, corporate Democrat, and it's kind of
Do you
disappointing.
feel that way?
I actually do, yeah.
I'm one of those people that saw her as a traitor with the way she handled Bernie.
Yeah,
which
I
isn't a
talked about
primary
that.
spin-off.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I hated her.
Yes.
I like since like tried to understand, like I don't ever want to be right, and so after that, my reflection is just like, there's these people, like I trust Bernie I really do trust him.
I mean, I do too,
But if
yeah.
he did something out of character, I would question
Right.
that. Like I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not like a religion, but it's just like,
Yeah.
he just clearly just has a set of values and issues that he wants to like make progress on, and I think he made a pragmatic decision by dropping out. Maybe, I don't know, but she sees there's a cynicism you kind of have to have in different degrees, and we as viewers like get to just kind of throw shit at them. But maybe in her view she just understands that this is such a corrupt system and that she has a set of policy priorities, and I think she made, like, with the NLRB, I think that she was very instrumental in that, and so
Yes.
I don't and so she has a different view. Like, I mean, she is a capitalist, like, and so I'm not as mad at her. So I kind of feel like she's an effective senator, and that's all she's really trying to do now. But when she sandbagged Bernie during the primaries, that was fucked up. Is that fair?
Absolutely. I brought that up earlier because I was I forget how it even came up. But I even remember what date that was because
It was a betrayal.
it was like so the debate was January 14th, and I forget if it leaked out January 13th or whatever, but that Bernie said women couldn't be president or whatever it was.
That was so gross.
So bad. And I remember watching the debate, and Bernie's like, Bernie, did you blah 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 blah? He's like, no, I never said that. This and da da da. Then the very next question, the same moderator goes, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren, when Bernie told you that a woman couldn't be like, I was like, fuck off.
That was so fucking like
bad.
It made my blood boil when that fucking shit happened. It was just like,
I went on social media. I went on Facebook and I called her a snake.
Snake,
and,
yeah.
And I was in like one of these political groups I was in at the time. And this woman I didn't know just started attacking me and calling me sexist. And I'm like, I'm not sexist. I'm like, I actually used to like Warren. I liked Tulsi Gabbard at the time before she went nuts. I was like, most of the politicians I like are female besides like Bernie and Ro Khanna at the time. And like, I would give all these detailed answers like why I'm not sexist, and she just kept calling me sexist. And then she ended up striking me on Facebook saying I don't forget what she did. I hate said I posted something hateful or whatever. I was banned on Facebook for 24 hours. And that's the only reason I remember, because the next day was
She
the
fucking hit you
anniversary.
on that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the anniversary of my father's death,
Stop.
so I couldn't put anything on. Like everyone else
I'm
is putting
sorry.
all these tributes to my dad, and I couldn't do it because this fucking
Yeah.
bitch blocked me. Or
I'm
sorry,
so
struck
sorry.
me.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
lady.
I'm so sorry. That's terrible.
Fuck her.
Like, yeah, I'm really sorry. That's
No, it's like I'm obviously over it. I was just pissed at the time.
no,
Yeah.
no, but that's just that
Yeah.
makes it more
Yeah.
like if I had that dimension as on top of the anger I had in that
Yeah.
moment too. Yeah, like I don't know how this was for you. Like, I just know a lot of Trump supporters and friends with that I grew up with, but the the one time I lost friends in politics was that thing, and it really made me. I don't know if you feel the same way. It was like, and a lot of these friends are friends I made in Boston. So I was like in a music scene in Boston,
Yeah.
and all of us I ended up in Boston like with like $200 in a car, and so that was how I got there. But I was in a music scene with people that went to Harvard and all kinds of different things, and I saw that come to place during that was before, like 8 years before that. But I saw all of that foment to when this Elizabeth Warren thing happened, because it was so obvious that Bernie Sanders was like the champion for the progressive movement, to me at that exact moment, probably like just like it was to you. And I would have friends that just didn't that looked at him like a nuisance and were like Warren
Yes.
people, and it was like what? And I felt more like stressed about my relationships with these people, because like than I did with Trump's like friends, because I was just like, wait, how do you not see what's going on here? And what I kind of realized was just like all of those friends that were like defending Elizabeth Warren literally were the people that never had to worry about like a utility bill or anything like that.
100%.
It was
Yes.
literally
Yes.
the people that just don't actually know what it's like to. And so for them, like Elizabeth Warren's like, oh, that's how it was like if you just made a graph of my friends, like the divide between those two is literally the people that like came up with money and people that didn't. And
Yep.
yeah, and you can't. That's what makes you want to throw your hands up about politics even now. It's just like no one wants to talk about how like our class issues, about how like things like utility bills or just
Yeah.
cost of living really do shape these things. And like um, yeah, because there's an emergency. Like when Bernie was running, there was an emergency that he's responding to. But if you don't recognize there's an emergency because you're not really because you're like a lawyer or you went to law school and you're just only concerned about student loans. I'm concerned about student loans too, but then you're like, oh, Warren, yeah, she reminds me of my professor. And it's like,
Yep.
it makes you want to quit following politics. It's like learning you have that problem on your left. Not to your left, but on the left.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I actually, to this day, I have issues with one of my. Obviously, my wife has Trump supporters in her family, so that's a whole other story. But my side of the family is mostly liberal. My uncle, my mother's brother, he's gay. He's married to another man, um, and we used to always agree on politics. But he saw Bernie as like a nuisance, like you said, and was all for Warren. And then even if it wasn't Warren, but Bernie was on the bottom of the list. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I would never support. I'm straight, but I would never support a politician that didn't support your right to be gay. But here, like I'm working two jobs and we're struggling to get by, but fuck that, right? Because you don't have to worry about that because you and your husband have two good jobs, you own a house, and it made me realize like, oh, it's like gay rights is this big issue, but doesn't really care about the economic stuff because he's fine,
Mm-hmm.
and it was very disappointing. It was like
No,
he
when you
couldn't
like
see my side of it. But yeah,
no, like people like I would vote against if like somebody that wasn't economic populist wasn't good on trans rights, I would vote for them. It's like you can't vote on just your shit when you're like
yeah,
looking at like this economy. It was so weird. Like at that time, from 2016 to 2020, I would always go to South Carolina and I would go to political rallies and all that because I wanted to see what was going on there. I just loved that danger of it and everything. And Bernie was the only person that drew as many people as Trump in the South. But like our friends, like in Boston and shit like that, like they Bernie was a nuisance, but it's like,
yeah.
dude, these like rednecks love Bernie Sanders, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's just like, come on, like, you think Elizabeth Warren is gonna win it? That to me was just like, there's like the defense of Elizabeth Warren could be that, oh well, she started getting Beto O'Rourke's advisors working for her campaign, all that, and that's when she started doing those like identity politics things. I
Right.
don't give her that because I think she should be accountable. But if
Right.
that's the thing, then it's just kind of like then if that's what's going on, that explains why none of you understand that there's a huge difference in the South and anywhere else besides like liberal bastions where Elizabeth Warren is not ever going to get their votes and Bernie
Right.
Sanders can get their votes, and they just
Yes.
didn't understand that, and it was so odd to me that they didn't understand that.
Yeah, they didn't.
I
They
could
did.
talk about this for
Yeah, I'm a huge. I went to multiple I went to multiple rallies for Bernie in New Hampshire. I primaried for him in New Hampshire. Like literally went door to door. Saw him at the Boston. Saw him in Boston at the. Oh Jesus, I'm blinking. The Boston Common, and yeah, it was fucking packed. And
Yeah.
what I loved, it's like it's not. They tried to paint it like the whole Bernie bro thing, and like I saw old people there, young people there, fucking all different races and everything, and they never got that Bernie's economic messages just it affects everyone. It's not fuck the identity politics. It doesn't work.
The Bernie bro thing was just
Yeah. So
now ironically they're all like, who's the Joe Rogan of that week for the left? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a Bernie bro, you fucking cunts.
Funny when John, I think I told you, when John always called me a Trumper, then when he finally doxed me, you can find the episode. He goes, guess what? He's a Bernie bro. Like, thanks, John. I'm like, I fucking told you. Well, not that I told you it was a Bernie bro, but I told you that's the way I went. Yeah.
I had one shot to like explore that with him, and it was when he tried on the second interview I did with him, where we had to interview that. It's not Ojeda, who's the other guy?
Brian Karam.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and I was just trying to convince him and pressure him because I could have made John deal with all of those issues if I could just get him with that other guy, but he was smart enough to not let me.
Yeah, I was. That's what made me. That's what I really wanted to have you on when I saw. I'm like, oh, this is fucking awesome. She's finally pushing to make this show entertaining, to push the envelope on the instead of them two. Yeah,
ever thought that I was like a naive trans person that was just like didn't realize that he wouldn't want me on. I was like, no, I know that he doesn't want me.
I could totally tell. Yeah, I could tell what you were doing. Yeah, I could totally tell what you were doing. Yeah.
Dude, did you see that Virginia Jeffrey suicide with Epstein?
Oh yes. Do
you think that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think
I'm
that?
Go on. Sorry. No, ask your question. I was just gonna say, like, I'm not big conspiracy wise, but I don't trust any of these Epstein suicides. So
no.
Yeah.
Well, the right wing has ruined the Epstein thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was a moment where like WikiLeaks was really like those like Podesta emails and stuff I thought were very like captivating.
Yeah.
And odd. But these Trump people like ruined it in this weird, gross way where it's like just a political own, instead of just kind of like who like he's like the Mossad Association and shit like that. And yeah, but when a suicide like this happens, it makes me at least bring it up with you, or in the sense where it's like, if this story carries on over, like coincidentally happened on a Friday when it's not a news day, so if this story of the suicide makes it into next week, they will have to kind of deal with that, the Trump people, and I think that will be sort of interesting.
Yeah, I love that whole like. I told those Trump people, I'm like, you're never gonna get these Epstein files because Trump is in them. Like, at best, you'll get some highly redacted bullshit. But it's like
what files?
Yeah, they think this pedophilia thing. They think it's an all Democrat thing. I'm like, it's a power thing. I'm like, I don't get it. But it's like you're gonna get like Bill Clinton in there, Trump in there. Like, these guys are sickos.
When we were kids, the Speaker of the House for the Republican Party was a gay child molester. Like, Hastert, like, he was like involved with those boys' schools. Like, he was the Speaker of the fucking House. Like, that was literally the last guy. I mean, that was like in the the 90s.
90s, yeah. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. So, like, go on.
I think that this whole like the we're gonna get the flight logs. All that is
Yep.
all just boring
Yes.
and all that. I do think that if there's just a discussion about how did she just die, like what are the mechanics of that, like then it's interesting in that sense. Where like if somebody asks Trump or the press they're like, are you going to investigate how this suicide? Like that to me is an interesting area. This it's sad, but
Yeah.
but that's at least I wouldn't bring it up if I wouldn't bring this shit up about like if they wanted the flight logs or anything, but like if they're just like, hey, this just happened last week. She just apparently killed herself. Can you look into that right now and just have them deal with that? That would at least be good TV, since nothing's ever going to be accomplished anywhere
No,
else.
Yeah. I've 100% given up on the Epstein. We're never gonna know. The people in charge are the people affected, so it doesn't matter. So it's never gonna get out.
But I think we already kind of know.
Yeah, we know.
But then it is just like, well, she just committed suicide.
Yeah.
So
It's fucked.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I like that you were doing the snake emoji for Elizabeth Warren, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Yeah, I'm like it was so, it was very disappointing. I think like she saw that her and Bernie were in the same lane, and obviously she wasn't going to beat him, so she had to try and take him down. I guess.
Yeah,
which
I
is
guess
very
is right.
disappointing. Yeah,
I guess she had to do that.
I'm sure like Bernie only ran in 2016 because she wouldn't.
She wouldn't.
Yeah. So, and that's how she repays him. You know what I mean? It's like fucking Christ.
That staged like hot mic moment where she's like, "You're gonna call me a liar?"
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna talk about this later.
Later. Yeah.
I love him. I love him.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, he's just like, come on, like.
Yeah, Bernie was smart enough to know there's nothing he could have. If he got angry with her there, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have looked good. So it's just well. Bernie's big flaw is he's almost too much of a nice guy. Like I think he's friends with Biden and all these guys, so he takes it easy on them a little bit sometimes. Which I get because like I try to think about it. I have friends I work with who are Trump supporters or who I disagree politically, and it would feel weird if I had to like attack them publicly for something. But
this is like.
I was just gonna say, like, you see it now with the oligarchy tour. He's much more comfortable going after Trump and the Republicans. I mean, he gives great speeches in private where he'll go after both parties, but I think it's tough for him to do head to head sometimes, unfortunately. But
this is where I like like our instincts and like everything that when I see it from like here I'm looking at my screen and I'm just like he should have done that. And a lot of people remember like that debate during COVID of Biden and Bernie. It was the last debate before Bernie dropped out, and everyone's like he should have gone harder on him and things like that. This is where I had my like check on myself is like there's a part of me that has like a redneck brain, even though I'm brown and all, but like the one part is just like that there's something where it's like when Bernie makes these judgment calls versus mine, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you don't just fucking go for the kill. And in my head it's like when I don't believe it, but I defer to it, like because I would never just blindly trust myself and my instincts without someone that's much more responsible and reasonable. Like and like you know what I mean? It's like otherwise we're just these assholes that just comment on shit. But it's like Bernie must understand that he isn't going to win or that this will not work, and that he has demonstrated that he clearly cares about a certain policy set, and he makes these judgment calls. And I'm sure at some point he recognized he wasn't going to win. And I think one of the most unspoken things is how Barack Obama is one of the true villains of that decade. Because whenever Barack Obama gets on the phone, like 2 million people lose health care, and then Bernie has to drop out. Like when he called Bernie and took him on you know what I mean? Then it's like I don't know what he says to him there, but but Bernie must have recognized that there could be a system that will not let him win.
Yeah.
And so then he has to do that. But that's where that's what we have. I don't know where you're at with it, but how we move forward is like one of the arguments against Elizabeth Warren is that you have to have you're trying to sugarcoat that even Elizabeth Warren's policy set is a revolutionary policy set that she ran on. And in order to do that, you have to run a revolution campaign.
Yep.
And to do that, you have to be revolutionary.
Right.
And she clearly never was, but
No.
he was close to it. But I don't know. Why do we follow politics?
It's too bad he's so old. I wish he was like just 10 years younger even, you know what I mean? It's like
that's what's so hard about this tour with AOC, is that he's not gonna be able to run, and just her voice will make so many people not vote for her.
Yeah, I've talked about this with my wife. I'm like, as much as I love AOC or whoever to be the next one, she's not it. Too many people hate her too much. Like you said, like people in the South, there's plenty you can find that like Bernie. Those same people aren't going to like AOC, I don't think, in my opinion.
And that's when there's practical realities of trying to assess politics, which is just so gross. But it's like, I think she should primary Chuck. I thought what she was doing was primarying Chuck Schumer, and get his Senate seat. But then that last commercial she posted, it looked very like I'm running for her president office. I mean, I would vote for her.
Oh yeah, I would too. I'm just saying.
Unfortunately, people are right. The way they are.
Yeah. You. It sucks. You can't have someone that's. Yeah, she may be loved by one side, but if she's too hated by the other side, it's not going to happen. You know.
And she's not even loved.
Right. That's even split on that.
I will defend her. I love her. I'll defend her. I think she's like she made a decision to be an inside left person, and her political ideology is that I'm doing the inside part of this, and this has to be in conjunction with an outside movement, and I will do the inside things. And she's doing that right. It's just people on the left don't see that, and then so they look at her and they get mad at her. But she also, I don't know, like, what do you do if you're her? Honestly, I'm legitimately just asking you, like, what do you do if you're her and there's clearly like somebody and something and lots of money looking at you, like that what she did during the convention where she defended Kamala Harris on her Israel policy, saying that she's like working night and day to like for the people in Palestine, but like Kamala Harris couldn't take a position on that, and then like they wouldn't let a person speak from that represented the Palestinian people.
Right. Yep.
And it's like, when I watch her make that calculation, that's kind of what makes me want to check myself, where it's like, what? But then when you nerd out about her career, she didn't come up like having a bunch of positions on Palestine, and she kind of had to later on. I don't know. I'm rambling.
No,
do you need to go to bed? I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed in like 2 minutes here.
All right. Yeah.
But with AOC, I think she's not perfect. I think she gets a little too into the identity politics sometimes.
Do you feel she does still right now?
So I don't think she does anymore. But I mean, I remember like I think she tried making Latinx a thing and like little silly things. But I got a lot of respect for her back when Bernie came back from that heart attack.
The endorsement. It would have been
so easy for her to go endorse somebody else, and she didn't.
That made me tear up.
Yeah, and I actually think it's unfortunate because I think her voice plays a part in this.
It really does.
I've seen her like grill people, and she's pretty good. You know what I mean? It's just people just don't realize that because they just hear the squeaky voice or whatever. But it's like I've seen her literally set somebody up, like ask this question, that question, knowing okay, if they answer this way, I'm gonna go fucking boom. And she's pretty good at that shit. A lot better than people give her credit for. I think it's just the voice. They don't they just assume she sucks at that stuff and she's stupid or whatever. But
Even
yeah.
I mean, even the voice in those like hearings is better. But like that last commercial she's put out, like when she was almost trying to sound presidential, it was kind of like I was like, fuck, nobody. This
Yeah.
voice is gonna be a problem with this whole thing.
Yep, you're a realist like me, Ava. It's yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, sorry for showing up late on your
No,
stream.
no, I sent it to you late too anyway. But thank you for coming. And yeah, anytime. Like I know it's more fun talking to the opposition, Liquid Cryptid, but sometimes I go live randomly by myself on a weeknight. If you're ever around, I'll just send you the link and we can shoot the shit.
You should always just send me links.
I'll just always send it to you. Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're
absolutely.
just as fun to talk to as I mean, I have a million things I want to say to you even right now.
Yeah, it's just
when he's there, it's just like
no, I get it. It's a totally it's a different dynamic. Yeah, I get it.
But they're both equally fun.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Cool.
thank you very much. And
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out later.
No problem.
I love you, Liquid Cryptid. Yeah, thank you so much. You guys are both so fun to talk to.
We appreciate it. Thank you. Anytime. Thank you, Ava.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everyone. Thank you, Ava. I gotta thank Ridden Asylum. I forgot to put this one up, but that's a good one, buddy. Yes. Glad to hear that. You are a good man, even though you were born the same year I graduated high school. So you're kind of like a kid to me, but thank you. And thank you, Liquid Cryptid. And we'll have her on again. So you two, I'll mediate when that happens. You two can have it out. And then maybe I'll talk to Ava sometime during the week or whatever. And we can have the other side of it where we just agree with everything. Not as much fun for the audience, but it can be fun. But anyway, it's getting late. I'll end this thing. Thanks again. We'll be back next week, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dabbling in politics with Liquid Cryptid and myself. And sometimes Ava pops in. See you guys next week. And you never know when I'll pop up at night or 2 in the morning on during the week. All right, guys. Thank you. Peace.
Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. NICK mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. And when I fudge, you laugh punk. Shut the fudge, jumping back to front up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debating on every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better views and get faith up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up.